Andrew, aren't you supposed to be at work?
It's been Jake. I've got work in an hour.
I have no idea why 5 people are watching this.
Waiting for a miracle. So how have you been, huh?
Mm, about the same as like yesterday at dinner and earlier today on the stream. Like, it's not
Mm-hmm.
like we haven't talked recently. We kind of have.
I don't know. We didn't get talking much at dinner.
Yeah,
We
that's
mostly
because
talked
you
about
were
Philo.
engrossed. Well, no, you and Scott talked about Philo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like Trey brought up the subject, and then
And then you
yeah,
brought up the subject again, and then you brought up the subject
yeah,
again.
yeah. No, no. Okay, well, I maybe brought it up again once, but yeah, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. He's a cool guy, and I wanted to talk to him.
I didn't say he's not a cool guy. I he and I actually find it interesting to talk to him about Philo. I
Yeah,
mean, Elijah was losing his mind, but
yeah, probably. I bet.
did you know about Salvator Mundi being found recently? I didn't know about that.
Who even is Salvador Mundi? What? Oh, the savior of the world? What, like the statue from Brazil?
No, so this is a painting by Leonardo da Vinci,
Okay. Well, I didn't
and
even know. I didn't even know it was lost in the first place.
oh, it was definitely lost. But apparently, so what happened was there were many copies of it, and this particular painting people thought was a copy of it. So they didn't actually put too much, pay too much attention to it because they thought it was okay. One more really old, um, one more really old copy of Leonardo da Vinci painting um, that apparently had an interesting history. But so in 2003, I think it was, it sold for $1,000. Like several times in its history, it's sold for less than 50 pounds. But like in 2000 something, it's sold for $1,000. And then they started restoring it, and the people who were restoring it became increasingly convinced that this wasn't a copy, it's the actual original. And even though it's in terrible shape, like they restored it, and basically, like most art experts are unanimous that this is the original, not a copy. And ultimately, now Mohammed bin Salman owns it. He paid $400 million for it.
Mm, okay. Why would he do that though? He doesn't have tax to skip out on.
Uh, because he wants, well, they call it art washing. He wants to, apparently, he's building a museum in Saudi Arabia because he wants to show that Saudi Arabia has like culture and stuff. And so
Yeah,
he decided that like the male Mona Lisa might be a good thing to
that's some
put in
that's some
his
that's some deep level cope. That's like
apparent. I mean, he couldn't get the real Mona Lisa, so yeah.
yeah.
So he got this painting,
Uh,
which may or may not be an original Leonardo, but it definitely has like it's been it's like I think it was broken into 7 pieces, and then like it was in New Orleans, and somebody like in like not being preserved, so like, and lots of people painted over it in various ways. It was interesting to learn about it. I hadn't heard about it before yesterday. I don't remember hearing about it before yesterday. So yeah, when we had our little discussion about art, of course Elijah brings up things I had never heard about because Elijah does that.
Yeah.
Jonathan! I'm guessing you don't have the kids this weekend. Jonathan?
There we go.
There you go.
Had to turn my headphones up.
Aha.
Let's talk about AI.
Okay. What are we talking about AI about?
It's not that scary.
It's really not that scary.
It's not that scary.
No.
Did you
Stop talking.
why stop talking?
There you go. Good job.
Did I what?
Did you listen to
No.
What
Andrew, what's the problem here?
with AI?
No. We're just gonna sit in silence here for a moment.
We are?
Okay, before we do that, we can talk about
No, we don't have to.
Jackson Pollock and your Minesweeper canvas, which basically looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. It's very
not
beautiful.
large enough. You want me to make it larger? Is that it?
Oh, it's fine. It's good.
Larger. Is that better?
Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, so AI is not that scary, and Jackson Pollock isn't either.
No.
That's all I wanted to come to say.
Pollock is more scary than AI, I would say.
Well, fine. I'll grant you that. You're proving my point.
This is how they get you. This is how they get you.
Who's
This is how they get you.
Yeah, who's they?
I don't know, man. Like
Fed?
Mossad, like the Fed, like, you know,
Mhm. Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's another
Palantir,
thing
you
we were
know.
talking
This
about
is how
last
they get
night.
you.
Was fractional reserve banking.
Yeah.
Thank God
I don't
for
know,
fractional
like,
reserve banking.
all these people and topics, they like lob onto me like there's schizo energy. It manifests around me. I don't know. I can't. It's a problem.
Is it though? Is it actually a problem?
It's kind of a problem. Like, it's useful, but it's also kind of a problem. It's a liability too.
What's that? Fractional reserve banking?
No, don't worry about it, Jonathan. Don't worry about it. You know, I tried talking on the server about it, and it seems like only half the people got it.
Yeah, well, your server messages are.
Schizo?
Thank you. Yeah, that's not always easy to read between the leaves.
I love the fact that people have started referring to purple posting. Like
yeah, because think of the three people that have the purple. I mean, come on. When you do that, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah.
That's like the most obvious thing in the world.
I didn't realize when I picked the color purple for the mods that purple posting would become a term.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. There's four of them actually. I think. Yeah. Forgot about Gavin.
Yeah.
Until I don't. So, yeah.
It's been a long time since I've spoken to Gavin. I wonder how he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He purple posted the other day. He's alive and kicking. Gesundheit. How was your wedding trip, Jacob?
It was nice. Atlanta is a lot more beautiful than I imagined it would be.
Okay.
There's a lot more, like, it's incredibly rural for an urban area, if that makes any sense. There's a lot of greenery all over the place.
Yeah. Okay.
We went to a certain church, which, just because I'm going to make the complaints that I'm going to make, I'm not going to say which church.
Yeah.
But it's I was very, very surprised at the low level of security there. Because I was like,
At a church?
this particular church
Okay.
is like it's a kind of landmark,
I see.
and I expected there to be I think they need more security than they have. I was kind of like a little bit worried about the pastor there.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty normal. It's the South, so it's hot and humid, and the wedding was nice, and getting to meet people was nice, and yeah. So that was my little trip.
This is terrible, but whose wedding was it again? Mitch? Garth?
Matteo Parlato.
Oh, Matthew. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep,
Good.
the wedding ceremony was in English and Vietnamese.
Really? Is his bride Southeast Asian?
Yeah, she is Vietnamese. I am pretty
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did not know that. Did not know that.
it's there. There is apparently a very strong Vietnamese Catholic community in the world.
There is. I believe it. I know it. I've heard. I've seen it.
Yep.
It was. I think it was my first Catholic wedding I've ever been to.
Not as long as the Orthodox ones.
Oh, not even close. No, not even close. Although Orthodox weddings aren't that long.
Well, they got to do everything 3 times, right? So it just takes longer.
The funny part was they did mass, and like one of Matthew's friends turns to another one of Matthew's friends and said, "Why didn't you go up for mass?" And his friend's like, "Well, I'm not Catholic." He's like, "Neither am I." And he's like, "Well," it's like, I don't think you're supposed to go up, but he did.
Well, he'll survive.
Are you sure? I mean, apparently people have died, according
It's
to
true.
some people.
It's true. The fires are
No.
coming for him.
Give me a call when that happens.
If anybody
Jonathan,
dies,
you'll know. Jonathan, you'll know.
he will. Are you sure?
You'll know. Like at that point, you'll know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it wasn't me.
it'll-
So
It'll be in the New York Post. No, you didn't take communion, Jacob?
I did not take communion. Nope. And at the end, they went and put a bouquet on in front of a whatchamacallit of Mary. A who's
Idol?
name?
An idol.
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Whatever. It's a statue. Of a Jewish woman.
It is a statue of a Jewish woman.
How nice is that?
Yep. You know,
You got Jewish women, you got Jewish guys. Like, I mean,
I've never done it, but I've totally considered taking a picture of an iconostasis, and you've seen those charts people make with the Star of David next to all the Jews in the picture, you know.
No,
one
I mean,
talking about the anti-Semitic.
Maybe a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can picture it. I guess. Like,
Yeah.
say no more. Yeah, keep going.
I was thinking, like, if you just took an iconostasis and put a Star of David next to each of the Jewish people, like everyone but Luke, on the iconostasis, like
Yeah, that
it,
would raise some eyebrows.
I think it would trigger some ortho bros just a tiny bit, which is
That's
which is plenty of reason to do it, but I'm not sacrilegious enough. Although I'm not sure, is it truly sacrilegious
to do what?
to put stars of David all over a picture of an iconostasis?
Of a bunch of Jews?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think
You can do it to Simon the Zealot. We'll let you have that one.
Which
I feel like
reminds me, did you guys watch the video that just dropped of Richard Rowland with that woman?
no, I couldn't. I saw
No.
it. I was like, I'm not sure I want to watch it
Oh my
yet.
god, she is so lacking in self-awareness. And like Richard was Father Seraphim was so incredibly patient, and at one point he you could just tell it was oozing out of him, like you're talking about women should be obedient and women are evil and stuff like that. Do you have any self-awareness whatsoever, lady? But he he didn't. Yeah,
Oh, good for him, I guess. Then
he did say she has Plato brain, which I thought was hilarious.
why is Hezi on the plane?
Why is Hezzy's not a what? Was removed from our plane and now we just reboarding. Oh, Hezzy was going to Italy, and there have been an exchange of volleys between Iran and Israel.
Right.
Yeah,
Recently. Yeah.
as in
What's
right now.
What's he doing going to Italy? Isn't that a that's not you're not supposed to do that, right? Can you go on vacation?
I mean, he's not enough of a Zionist not to go on vacation outside of Israel. There are people who will not leave.
Yeah.
But Antazi says correct.
Wasn't the Rebbe like famously he didn't go just because he would have to leave and he was
so every time someone, although that by itself is like it's kind of a thing because the Frierdiker Rebbe did go to Israel and leave, but the Rebbe said that when whenever people would invite him to go to Israel, he would say, if you can explain to me what my excuse would be to leave, then I will consider it. Which no one was able to give him a satisfactory answer, apparently. Don said,
sounds like a
the
setup.
Catholic church down the street from me does a mass in Vietnamese every Sunday afternoon in Salem, Oregon. Go figure. Pearl, what a psycho. Is she just a grifter or does she have an actual diagnosis? The deacon was a saint. I think she may be autistic. Chezi is going to Capri. Jikian says, Pearl, that name and her face was familiar. Feels like someone I've heard. Apparently she has like a huge channel I had never heard of. Like listening to her, it was like, oh my god, it's Trey but female.
As he says, he's going to collect sparks
In Capri.
I love it. I've been to Capri.
Isn't Capri like the type of pants that that he constantly wears, the really tight pants with
Women wear those capris when they're
women and
unanimated.
Fezzi.
Well, Fezzi's got good style.
Does he
It's
though?
that modern Orthodox.
I don't know. I think an Orthodox Jew should wear socks. That's just me.
Socks.
Yes. Yes.
What else? It's been a minute. Oh, I mean, I thought Father Stephen going on Tucker was a joke. Like, that is insane to me. Right? I was like,
Yeah,
what
timeline?
What timeline do we live in here where this guy's going on Tucker? Because it's like, there's lots of reasons why it doesn't make any sense. Like, he's
been doing the rounds recently.
I guess.
Well,
I guess so.
I think it's beyond that. But so Tucker Carlson, I think he sees the Orthodox Church as a convenient way of triggering Protestants.
Sure, it's a little more exotic than the Roman Catholics.
Yeah, and
hard to know where to like pin the tail on the donkey.
He expects them to say things that he can then use to like beat up on Protestants. So
Yeah.
like
I didn't know Tucker was that apologetic.
He's not apologetic, he's that trollish. He's trolling.
Yeah.
I
Agreed.
after watching him with Father Stephen, I've become more and more
Really?
that he's actually trolling.
I thought he just lost his mind or something. This is what, he's like deep cover or some shit? He's like a sleeper agent that awakened to the Palantir influence or what?
No, are you kidding? He hates everything Palantir coded. Are you kidding? Like
yeah, like now he does. Like now he does. But it used to be it was like, oh, I didn't know my dad was in the CIA or whatever, you know, like, huh? What?
Yeah, it's weird, especially someone who's like as rich as he is. Like
Who are we talking
like,
about again?
As Tucker Carlson?
Tucker?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the people who think he's a grifter, like I'm like, I don't think he's a grifter.
Oh, I don't think he's a grifter at all. He's already he doesn't need the money.
He's got money up the wazoo.
Yeah.
I mean, his wife is like the heir to like one of the largest fortunes in human history or something.
Yeah. I think he's just good old fashioned bozo. That's all. I mean, takes all kinds.
I mean, part of it I think is that he's just surrounded himself with people. His brother is apparently kind of nuts. And like there is some level of when you surround yourself with crazy people, they kind of drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Don't we know it, right, Andrew? Don't we know it? Says the guy who's just clicking Minesweeper and
no way.
Yeah, that's right.
What's crazy about Minesweeper?
Nothing. I'm just kidding.
Minesweeper's not crazy.
So Father Stephen on Tucker, I didn't even.
Are you sure?
I didn't even listen to it.
Oh, I mean, it was.
I mean, I listened. Well, I listened to you and Sam doing your first couple minutes, and then you kept struggling with the stream. I think that was happening.
Did we?
Yeah, and then you were like, whatever, forget it. And I was like, this is probably not even a good. It's probably not a good conversation. Or I mean, like the premise is all flawed. It's like, who are the giants and the watchers? It's like, okay, let's talk about like Kalepi Tepe or whatever the fuck that. Pardon my French. Is like that. Ancient civilization. Like it just seemed like it was not going to be actually real, you know?
Well, I think Tucker didn't quite understand Father Stephen. Like,
Who does understand Father Stephen though, Jacob, besides you, maybe?
so T-Grok was absolutely losing his mind
Yeah.
on
Why?
Twitter, and it was just because, and I don't think he. I mean, I know he doesn't grasp how incredibly postmodern Father Eric, not Father Eric, Father Eric's a little postmodern, but Father
I don't
Stephen.
know. He might be pre-modern, but okay.
No, Father Stephen's not pre-modern.
I'm not talking about no. Father Eric.
Oh, Father Eric.
I think we should put Father Eric and Father Stephen in a box and make them fight. That would be an interesting show.
That's funny. I was just listening to so Father Stephen's been going on this channel called Cleave to Antiquity, who was a Protestant, who was a Protestant like elder and evangelist,
Right.
and he converted to Orthodoxy, but his bishop told him he's basically not allowed to like evangelize because what does he know? And so like, but that's how he earns his money, right? So
Okay.
like he only he does a bunch of these things where he invites other people on so that they can correct him if he says so. Father Stephen's been going on his channel a lot. Anyway,
I see.
So Father Stephen told the story of when he was at Pajot Fest with Jordan Peterson, and he made fun of Latin, and
Okay.
Father Eric got up and led the crowd to boo this man. Which I mean, I that's the type of thing I would have loved to be in the room for.
Jacob, that's a reference.
I think those two could
Jacob, that's a
Do-
reference, you know.
do a podcast that could change the world. Can you imagine?
Actually, yeah.
Father Eric and Father Stephen?
I would actually think
I'd pay money.
Yeah, Father Eric and Father Stephen doing like a weekly I think it would
1 hour podcast.
it
No
would
guests.
be better than Lord of Spirits.
Oh, it would be better. It would be much better than Lord of Spirits and much shorter.
I don't know about shorter.
Well, I mean, Lord of Spirits is like what, 4 hours long? I mean, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, it's 3 hours, but
Yeah, but Father Eric is like, we're doing this for an hour and then we're done because reasonable people go to bed. I mean, that's his shtick, and I think that's a good.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
That's a good shtick. You know, I think that would keep Father Stephen on track because you can go 3 hours, but Father Eric's got.
Yeah, I think if
Father Eric has
okay, I would give my nihil obstat. We can make that happen.
your imprimatur. Hey, we'll see. I think who's the harder sell on that though? I don't know. Like, who would be more reticent about doing that podcast?
Well,
They're both kind of curmudgeonly, aren't they?
I don't think it's so much curmudgeonly. I think Father Stephen just has too many other obligations to add something like that.
Okay.
And
sure.
Father Eric, like he's too
He's a holy
what's
innocent.
the word?
We called them the holy innocents. He wouldn't know what to do.
He's tranquil. He's a tranquil man.
Yeah, I don't believe it though.
Oh boy.
Well, really?
Well, I mean, that's what he looks like on the outside. But throw him in the ring with Father Stephen, and then we might see some fireworks. That's what I'm saying. He just needs someone to goad him.
Maybe.
He doesn't get goaded very easily.
No, I know. That's what's so fun about that, though. Like like it takes
Oh, that's another thing. I got to
it
meet
takes an
Mitch.
S tier troll or
I-
S tier troll. You got to meet who?
So Mitch lives in Atlanta. I got to meet his wife and his kids. That was interesting.
Oh, that's why I thought of Mitch. Okay,
Yeah.
so it wasn't Mitch's wedding. But did he go to the wedding, or was he just there and you saw
No,
him?
Mitch didn't even come to the wedding. We were like, well, you can at least come to the church, but
Yeah.
also, I mean, he's got a very young baby.
That'll
Jason
do it.
came to the wedding.
That's cool. From Tennessee.
Yep. Well, they're
Nice.
not living in Tennessee anymore. They live
Oh,
in Colorado. Which reminds me, that's another person. So I might be having Chazi's father on the channel, hopefully soon. And
Fountain of Comfort or
yeah,
the main. Okay,
yeah. And
that's awesome.
with Professor Moshe Halevi Spiro. And another person I've been meaning to have on is Rebecca's father. He got his
Right.
so he's an MFT. He got his master's of psychology from Biola.
Oh, okay. Whatever happened to Richard from Biola? He okay?
I mean, I texted him today. He's I believe
Okay.
he graduated. I'm pretty sure he graduated. I'm hoping he graduated. That would be nice if he graduated.
Okay.
I would approve of him graduating. He didn't listen to me when I said drop philosophy and just keep psychology. Instead, he dropped psychology and kept philosophy.
That's what I did.
That's what Sam Harris did too.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of a bachelor's degree in philosophy.
Really? That's like what you should probably get. It should be required, and then you can go on to a trade school or something like that. What are we? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why don't you like philosophy as an undergrad? That's like the best undergrad.
It is if I trusted the philosophy departments to actually teach philosophy.
Well, Calvin College has a fairly renowned philosophy department. True story.
I could believe it. I could believe they were still not too woke when you went there. That's a possibility, not a probability, but a possibility.
They were pretty woke, but I guess like it's hard. Well, I would say it's hard for wokeness to overcome philosophy. That's not true at all. But
not true in the least.
No, it probably had captured the English department more so than the philosophy department 25 years ago.
Yeah,
for sure. It was still pretty woke. I mean, whatever. It was just,
Chat. Look what we got here. We got Electric Vibe Celsius. What can I say, man? Sometimes you have those moments where you realize, like, God is real.
I feel like an advertisement just came on the channel and just like we just got a Celsius ad. Put that on TikTok.
Andrew and his TikToks.
So, but philosophy in particular, Jacob, you're against?
I think honestly the current iteration of philosophy is actually math.
Current iteration is math?
Yeah. Like the degree that currently fills the
Oh, I see.
What philosophy degrees traditionally did is a math degree.
Well, I mean, analytic philosophy is much more mathy and logic than, say, the continental stuff. But the
And
continental stuff's more interesting.
I think, I mean, ultimately, philosophy is an IQ test, just like anti-Semitism is an IQ test.
Okay.
And unfortunately, most of the philosophy departments are failing both those IQ tests.
Well, I don't know. I don't know any better. I mean, I did it 20 years ago at Kelvin, which was a good program. What can I say? I got lucky. But I did start in psychology.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, not very long. I didn't know any better, I think, and I took a psychology course and was just kind of, I took psychology and philosophy in my freshman year, and I think I realized that the philosophy part was more interesting to me. So
I forget where exactly Sam Harris got his bachelor's degree in philosophy, but wherever it was, they didn't do a very good job.
Well, I mean, again, I think I went to I think I got lucky by going to a smaller, more obscure private school that just happened to have
And
philosophy
a vowed
department to
Christian
punch.
school.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, you've paid attention to the CRC over the years, like Christian-ish. I mean, like, or Christian enough. I don't know, like.
More Christian than USC was. That's for sure.
Maybe, yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. There was a veneer, a tradition. I don't know.
And parents who expected their kids to be somewhat catechized within the Christian tradition.
Certainly that. Probably board members who are also
vaguely Christian.
Yeah, or more, even more than vaguely. Maybe they were pressuring and pushing for more. Yeah. But you got to remember too. I was a Roman Catholic convert when I went to Kelvin.
God have mercy.
But it actually worked out
Is
in my
there a
favor.
Catholic church actually on campus?
No, I mean there's no churches per se on campus at Kelvin. There's a I mean I think you can go to a church on campus. I think it from what I remember, it meets in the chapel. But yeah, I mean the campus is just like a, I don't know,
one big church.
No. It's like, you got the campus is nice, but it's just,
I've been on campus. I didn't say it wasn't nice.
Well, I guess what makes you think there'd be a Roman Catholic church on the campus of the school?
Well, I mean, at USC, each religious group has
its own like chapel or thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't happen at Servetus University, man. They're not going to let the papists have their own worship center. Come on, get real.
Certainly not the Unitarians.
Definitely not them. No. We didn't talk about Servetus much at Kelvin. Surprise, surprise.
Well, one day when they decide to change the name. Oh, that reminds me. I've been meaning to have Lloyd on for before conclave or whatever they call their synod.
Is their synod happened yet? Has it started? Did it actually start or no?
Actually, when is synod starting?
They impaneled their people, right?
Yeah, they
officers.
They got officers, but I think synod. When is synod?
It's got to be coming up soon. I feel like it's going to be pretty boring now, though, Jacob, right?
I don't think it's going to be that boring. I don't.
Really?
But
I mean, they've it's a
June
well trodden path now.
12th through the 18th. Well,
Okay.
there is the part of it is I think there are some people who may have who may try to overplay their hand,
Mm.
who may
Obvious.
have come to a wrong-headed belief that this is the beginning of a great revival, and
Okay. Yeah.
you know, messianists.
Maybe. Yeah.
Gilad,
Hey, good morning.
good morning. How are the sirens?
Nah, barely any. I mean, at this point, this is privileged life to have just like some sirens away from us in the evening and some like just the pre-warning in this area in the morning. So, that's. I mean, look, I'll say this: my prediction, which like I'm saying, so that I could be refuted and find out if I'm wrong about it. I think this is pretty tactical and not going to. I don't think anyone's really seeking an escalation right now.
They closed Imam Khomeini airport. That's what I found surprising.
Really? What Imam Khomeini? Where's that?
Tehran International.
I mean, if there's rockets in the air, I mean, they kind of have to. No, I mean, it's pretty hard to do flight control with also the cruise missiles or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but it had been open, like it is kind of it's an actual thing that they shut down the airports and apparently sent the airplanes out of Tehran. So
Mhm.
I
I mean,
don't know.
I think it makes sense. I don't know. First, like I said, because it might be interfering with flights practically, but also, the retaliation target for Israel might go for something like that if they feel that it's not too escalatory. I mean, Israel isn't going to blow up a power plant in response to this because no rockets, pushed through. This is much more like the what we call here the night of the drones. Like I think it was a year ago now that Israel assassinated some Iranian officials in Damascus,
Mhm.
and then Iran responded with this massive barrage that like basically all of the region intercepted even before it got to Israel. Like it was like a ridiculous sort of post-apocalyptic thing where you like they tell you they've shot everything. Now it's going to take 8 hours for these drones to come. So just be prepared. And I just went to sleep. So my sense of it is that it's more like that and even like a lot less in magnitude than that because Israel attacked in Beirut and Iran was saying like we won't have that and they attacked and now the firing in the morning was actually from Yemen, which seems to be de-escalatory to me.
So, I mean, I've been listening because of Schadenfreude to that guy Ali Zadeh that I when I did my Iran update most recently, I
watched that.
yeah, and he seems very worked up, and I don't know to what degree he is a mouthpiece for the hardliners in Iran, and they really seem to believe that Hezbollah in Lebanon is in an existential fight and may go down. If that is the case, I can imagine there are people in the IRGC who are saying, this is existential. If we let Hezbollah fall, then we've lost.
Maybe. I mean, first of all, the massive change in terms of Hezbollah is that about 80% of Lebanese society, which is an extremely diverse society, agrees that Hezbollah should be disarmed. Right? Not all of them like hate Hezbollah, like of this 80%, and a lot of those people are no friends of Israel because it's 80% of Lebanon, obviously. But that's historically significant in terms of the treatment of Hezbollah. And at the moment, Hezbollah is not disarmed because there's no other powerful entity or powerful enough entity in Lebanon that can disarm them. Like, it's great that people want it, but like if you have the weapons and the other people don't, then they don't really have much to do about it, right? So to say that it's existential for Hezbollah might be true.
Well, no. So Iran, I think people in Iran believe that if Hezbollah were to be defeated, that would also be existential for the regime in Iran.
Yeah, that they're next. I see what you mean by that, and I mean, I think that might be true, just in the sense that it seems like the walls are closing in on them from every direction.
Yeah,
like if Hezbollah falls, like that might be the last straw, right? Because Hezbollah is like the flagship project of the Islamic Republic. This is the thing they would brag about, how successful they've been at exporting the revolution. So if that fails, right, like that leaves them naked, let's say. It's also extremely like strategically important for them because Hezbollah is the direct and more pressing threat at Israel. Like, with all due respect to Iran's missiles and drones and the damage and the casualties they caused, I think the balance of power is very clear in favor of a very high quality air force compared to a missile force, which is what you saw in that war. So I think, like, if Iran stays without Hezbollah, then even without, let's say, U.S. assistance, I don't think Iran can even deal with just fighting Israel to the extent that they would feel comfortable to initiate a war or to keep a war going. Like, Hezbollah is a really important card there. And like, can Iran, let's say, they sign a deal with the U.S. Somehow, like, Israel is going to be included, but let's say they sign a deal with the U.S. leaves and it's just Israel. I don't think that Iran could even play the same cards of Hormuz and Bab el-Mandeb with the Houthis just in response to Israel, because then they don't have any, like, if they play that card like on like a partial escalation, which is just Israel attacking, then they don't have that card against further escalation, which they need. So I think they have a lot of problems.
And they've become very isolated in the Arab world. I mean, it seems like all of their neighbors hate them now.
I wonder why. Yeah, I mean, I think that the situation is, I don't know, not determined one way or another. I know it sounds like that. I think at the moment, Israel has plenty of problems of its own. So I'm not saying like not at the moment. Israel always has plenty of problems of its own, right? Like, and in this case, I think the situation in the north with Hezbollah and the sort of restraint that is forced upon Israel by Trump at the moment is a quagmire, and Israel has found itself in the Lebanese quagmire for 19 years in the past, and it was pretty horrible, and that's like
I was actually surprised. I was really surprised how far the IDF penetrated into southern Lebanon. I did not think they would actually take that much land.
Yeah, I mean the Beaufort is the latest sort of, I don't know, terrible nostalgia thing, right? You like taking back. Oh, such an achievement is like, and I wasn't alive when it was first taken. I was born in 1990, so like I witnessed when I was 10 the extraction from Lebanon, but I don't think people fondly remember the time when the IDF was that far into Lebanon. So I don't think like now I'm excited about it. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
How much of Lebanon is biblical Israel?
Not generally.
Yeah. So already Israel controls pretty much everything that halakhically can be considered to be part of Israel. Part of
is
the
that
problem,
boundary in Lebanon? Like, is there a halakhic boundary within Lebanon itself, or the entire country?
Let me find a map. Halakhic borders of Israel.
Also, I'm curious too. Like, after Iran, you know, who's the next boss for Israel?
Turkey.
Turkey is what people talk about, but I'm not sure I'm buying into the Turkey rhetoric at the moment.
Yeah. Why not?
There's a lot to be seen, and Turkey is a member of NATO, and like the whole dynamic is extremely different. So I'm just saying,
It might not be
worrying about what?
It might not be a thing.
I mean, there's a rivalry, right? When I was younger, like Israelis would be, there would be massive tourism to Turkey, and the relations have gone sour since then. And like, there's a lot of anti-Semitic and anti-Israeli remarks, and they're positioning themselves on the side against Israel. And there's conflicts about Syria. There's stuff going on. I'm just saying, like an all-out war. The way that we have with Iran is, something that was constituent of Iran's policy from like the Islamic Revolution.
Yeah.
And like it was built up through decades. So I don't like, there would have to be so much that needs to happen for that to happen with Turkey. I would say one thing about Turkey, that because Turkey sees Israel as the threat to which they are like modernizing their army to fight, that might be like an escalatory force, right? Because the more you have the capabilities, the more your enemy or your potential rival sees you as a threat, the more you need to prepare more capabilities, and it might become an arms race. Seems like there's going to be another missile alarm in some minutes. So I'm going to go. I need to make some calls.
Okay. Have fun.
Lots of fun.
Be safe.
Thank you. Bye bye.
So apparently this map is someone who's some crazy Zionist because it includes a lot.
What can you do?
What can you do? This looks like a more reasonable map, maybe. I'm not sure.
It's like a horse head.
I
You
guess.
see it? You see it? You see it?
I'm trying to like the problem is the actual halachic type people
Yeah.
are least likely to be the ones making maps on the internet.
Okay, fine. I got it. Also, I feel like the clean lines are very suspicious.
Yeah.
It's like Nevada and California, right? Like, how'd that happen?
Yeah. I mean the Jordan line, like the Jordan River is the Jordan River. So that's pretty straight, right?
Sure.
But yeah. And the fact is that really you're like going out into the desert below this and nobody actually cares. So the
Right.
bottom line is like really like you're going into desert area. The real question is up and to the right. And Damascus obviously isn't part of halachic Israel.
Right.
And that's not so far away. I mean, here, let's just use a Google map. And go take a look at Israel. So there's Tiberia, which is definitely part of Israel. Tzfat, which is definitely part of Israel. Mount Hermon, maybe. I mean, right now, Israel is pushing up to the Litani River, which I don't know if it's even marked down here.
You're in the north or the south now?
In the north. This is, yeah.
Okay.
So this is
Okay.
Naharia and Acher.
Is the Israeli coastline like fancy?
What do you mean?
Well, like over, like Haifa and stuff, right? Like you're on the sea.
Yeah.
Is that like ritzy? Is it nice? Is it like
Yeah. I mean does
it act like regular civilization kind of things where it's like, oh yeah, beachfront property, it's nice.
Yeah, beachfront property all over Israel actually means something.
Okay. Yeah.
Although I think a lot of the beachfront is like boardwalks and not really like I don't think you have like here in California you have people who live on beachfronts because we have enough beach for that.
Right.
Israel's pretty small. So like I don't know how much there's actual like people living on beaches.
It's not like Malibu.
Yeah, definitely not like Malibu. And Israel's beaches have a lot of what's the name of those jellyfish? Jellyfish.
Okay.
And so it's
That's
not
fun.
like most of the year you want to go into the water.
You're gonna get stung.
Yeah. So It's
Cool.
it's got that issue as well. But it's the best
Why didn't Hashem give you guys Southern California?
Good question. Good question.
What's so special about this?
The joke, the Jewish joke is why did the Jews wander 40 years in the desert? Because that's how long it takes to find a place without any oil in the Middle East. Ta-da-ta.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yep. Nevertheless, still a good spot.
Apparently.
Wow. Nobody asked you.
Gilad is back. Hello, Gilad.
Yeah, there was the pre-alarm, but they narrowed it down for the alarm to Jerusalem area.
Aha. Wow, they're striking Jerusalem?
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that the one spot that nobody wants to really hit?
Those crazy, wild and crazy guys.
Well, I mean, that's not the first time they've done it. So, like, I think that even in the first, like the night of the drones and everything, like the more intelligent Israeli propaganda had like pictures of the rockets like behind on the background of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And
I was gonna say, like, why don't we just get an errant rocket to just oops, we happen to hit that. Oops.
So like there have been like rabbis and everything saying that, and like anyone saying that, including probably this stream, like they put on reels of anti-Semites going like that's Israel's plan. And
there's definitely people who believe that's Israel's plan. Yes.
Yeah. So and every time anyone says that, especially if it's a Jew, they say like, you see, that's what Israel wants really to do, and they try to rile up Muslims.
That's right. Okay, so we actually hope that nothing does hit that mosque, because that would just confirm the conspiracy theory nutsos. Although it could have been misled. It could be misled.
I hope nothing hits that mosque, because I like, not that I love it, I just don't think that would be a positive development. Honestly, I don't like, in the mind of the fanatics that really want to like build a temple through the war to end all wars.
Yeah.
I also like I think you have, like, if you know that South Park meme, it's like, gather steal all the socks. Step 2, gather all the socks in one place. Step 4, profit. It's like how do you get from like a missile hitting the Dome of the Rock to the temple gets built? I think there is no plan except for let's wing it. So
you have no imagination. Come on, this could be real. This could be real. Wouldn't it be better?
What's better? I'm confused.
How would it be better?
With the mosque not being there and the temple being there instead?
How would the temple get there?
Well, Jacob is going to fall out of the sky, of course.
Well, if it's going to fall out of the sky, then what does it matter if the mosque is there or not right now? Like, how does it matter if an Iranian, like, the only thing, like, there is a small part of me that wants the Iranians to do another stupid thing with, like, but ultimately it's just, I was spending way too much time today looking at what happened at the greenhouses in Gaza when Israel did the disengagement.
Okay.
What's
the greenhouses in Gaza? What's that?
So there were so the Israeli settlers had built something like 4,000 greenhouses in Gaza,
Okay.
and they were earning $200 million a year by growing vegetables to sell to fruits and vegetables to sell to Europe.
Okay.
And when so I'm trying to be fair here. When the disengagement happened, and there were like 4,000 Palestinians who had relatively high-paying jobs working at these settlements, you know. So, you know, it was a good thing going. And with the disengagement, there definitely were settlers who did not leave things and were not willing to leave anything to be used by the Palestinians.
Okay.
There apparently about half of the 4,000 greenhouses were left for the Palestinian Authority to take over.
Okay.
And for a little while, they grew some amount of things. There was looting, there was destruction, and they tried to export things, and there were suicide attacks on the crossings, and so Israel was closing the crossings, and the what was being grown wasn't actually, and so at least some of it ended up rotting and being thrown away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a lot of stupidity. Like $200 million worth of food being grown in Gaza and 4,000 people having good, productive jobs just destroyed by human stupidity. And I feel very much the same way, like with all the I hate stupid suffering. I really hate stupid suffering. Like, it's one thing. I understand greed. I understand I'm better off, you're worse off, you know. But when it's just stupid suffering, it just bothers me so much. And like Iran spending billions of dollars to launch drones and medium range missiles to Israel just to like kill a poor Bedouin girl. Or she didn't get killed, but she ended up in the hospital. You know, it's like, oh, so all this money went, and like, it's one thing if you had even like hurt some Jews, but all you did was make life difficult for a poor Bedouin Muslim girl. You know, like, that's the type of stupidity that really hurts. And the idea of Iran sending a missile all the way from Iran to Jerusalem just to destroy an ancient mosque, it's just stupidity, and it bothers me.
It wouldn't be on purpose.
Correct.
Oh, neither was the hit on the Bedouin girl. Like, let's target that Bedouin girl. They
didn't want the poor Bedouin girl to end up in the hospital. She did.
Yeah, well, God runs the world.
God does run the world. God does run the world. But I think you're just a little bit still Calvinist about this.
How so?
Like, yeah, God runs the world, but it's still sad that that poor little Bedouin girl.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess, but I mean, maybe the Calvinists have a point. Like, or I don't know. Like, how do you explain it?
And this is why the Yanuka says, if you don't read the book of Job, how can you be ethical?
Right.
Like, he
Okay.
actually said that. And it was like, this is my man. He's like, if you don't read this book of the Bible, you're just not ethical. And I frankly, I have no clue how Calvinists read the book of Job. Do they?
Yeah. Yes. Of course. Yeah, they do. They do. I think they read it the same way you do.
Eh.
But I think there's a certain like logical extremism, right? You take these things to.
But the book of Job it's not logical. The book of Job is all about you don't get it.
Yeah, but that means, but the takeaway then is that like everything is justified.
Justified in what sense?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know in what sense, but like, where were you when I created the world?
Exactly. So shut up. Like,
Right.
Stop
So-
trying to like. Yeah.
Sure. So the Bedouin girl that got injured.
Yeah. Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? Complain about it?
You're supposed to. Yes. You're supposed to cry about it. It's like.
Only to get told to just shut the fuck up. Like I wasn't there.
No. But that's not the story of Job. See, the story of Job, like his friends say to Job, you shouldn't be complaining, right? And Job,
no,
like,
they told him to curse God and die. What are you talking about? They
no,
shouldn't
that
be
was his
complaining.
wife.
Oh, well. Okay, well,
That was his wife. But
Okay.
like, they're like,
Oh, you're
oh,
right.
like, no, you must have done something wrong.
yeah.
God
Sure.
is always right, right?
Sure. Okay.
But God comes and he tells all of them off. He's like, no, Job didn't do anything wrong. Like, yeah, you just don't get it, and you're not going to get it.
Yeah. Well, that's perfectly compatible with Calvinism.
I don't know. I don't.
It is. I think it is. I mean, I'll give.
Calvinists. There's a difference between returning a null set and returning a set with either positive or negative answers.
All right,
Okay.
I'm out of my depth on Calvinism, so have fun.
You don't. We can change the subject.
I feel like what I had to contribute would probably be on Iran, Israel, rockets. I feel like the
It's all
theology,
related.
the theology of Job and how it relates to the perception of being born a sinner is like far from my like understanding and knowledge about any of that, and honestly, like. It's pretty far from me. You don't engage with a lot of Calvinists in Israel, so yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
All right. Have a good one. Bye bye.
See you
All right,
again.
stay safe
Well-
again.
Thank you.
What were we fighting about?
Whether or not Calvinists understand Job.
Job, yeah. No, I think they understand Job so well that it introduces their psychosis.
I think they understand Job so well. Yes.
Okay, so that's
But-
okay. So that's the crux then. So they think they understand Job, but they don't.
Because Job is all about this like this function is undefined, right? It reminds me of the people who learn calculus and they think that you can divide by zero because
Okay.
you're taking the limit as the function as you approach dividing by zero.
Okay,
But
but you still
that's
can't.
not what happens, right?
You just get to the asymptotic.
Right. But you never
Right.
actually hit zero, right? Like you
Right.
cannot divide by zero.
So okay. What are Calvinists missing about Job?
That God isn't saying, oh, Job deserved everything that happened to him. In fact, it's the
Right.
opposite. He didn't deserve
Right.
it at all.
Correct. Yes. And
But you don't get it. And you're not going to get it. And you need to accept that.
but there's an it.
There is, but it's beyond us.
That's okay. As long as it's God's it.
It's God's it.
It
But
is
if
what it
you
is.
But if you think that you get it, you're already wrong.
I don't get it at all, but like that's okay.
If to the extent that, and I do believe at least some Calvinists do view it that way.
I'm not
Yeah.
speaking as a Calvinist right now. I'm speaking
Yeah.
for myself. But I was a Calvinist at one point.
God knows why that poor little Bedouin girl like should be in the hospital, or why little kids get cancer, or why
Of course,
all
of
kinds
course.
of horrible things happen.
Right. Yes.
Like the problem is when people think that the biblical message is just accepted. And that's not the biblical message. The biblical message of when God goes to Abraham and he says, I'm going to destroy Sodom. The message of the Bible is not, Abraham should have just shut up and not said anything.
No, he whined about it for a while. But you know what? Moses tried to pray to get into the land of Israel, and God told him to shut up and stop.
Yes.
And Job also got he got a talking to.
Yes.
Okay, so like
So that's
Is
what
that-
you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be like Moses and Abraham and Job. Those are the heroes.
they're the heroes, but then but you know,
You're supposed to emulate them.
okay, so you complain to God until God tells you to
Shut up. Exactly.
Right. Okay, but I know that that's going to happen. I learned the lesson, so why complain?
No, apparently you haven't learned the lesson, because the
Because
lesson
I'm supposed to
is-
complain. I'm supposed to complain.
Yes. You must kvetch.
But it didn't do anything.
Did it not do anything?
Well, okay, Abraham's did something. Okay,
It's
true.
not just Abraham's did something.
Moses. I mean, the thing is, though, like, do you think Moses was actually afraid to pray that last time?
Like Don says, Jonathan is trying to skip a step.
What step am I trying to skip?
The praying part.
Oh, okay, fine. But like, But why didn't Moses just pray one more time?
Because he recognizes that God knows better.
Do you think that, or do you think he was like, okay, I'm gonna get it?
Okay, so Melissa Tabarata, I don't know Melissa Tabarata, says
Oh.
Acts 4:12.
Oh,
John 1:17. Oh, well, John 1:17 I thought I knew. But what's
Sus-
Acts 4:12?
suspiciously rapid fire New Testament verses. So
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a stupid person.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna ban her, but whatever.
Bye, Melissa.
Did you ban her?
No, I didn't touch her. No, it was probably Dawn. Dawn's
Oh, Dawn's quick on the button. Yeah.
she's itchy on the trigger. Yeah, for sure.
That's why we like Dawn.
Yeah.
I thought she was saying something actually that had anything to do with it. Dawn says, "Didn't God tell Moses not to ask one more time because God would have given in, and Moses needed to understand that it shouldn't happen?" Somebody said that. Yes, that is what the Talmud explains about Ve'et Hanan.
I mean, look, it's like the four guys that went up to heaven, right? Or was it 3 or 4?
You're thinking of the four guys who went to the paradise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, how is that in any way related?
Because they all had very different experiences that were outside of their control.
Correct.
And I think it's kind of like Job. It's kind of like Moses. It's kind of like,
yes, but the story of Moses is there for you to emulate Moses.
it's FAFO. It's biblical. F around and find out.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
It's follow me as I. What did Paul say? Emulate me as I emulate Jesus. See, Melissa said one thing right. Follow Jesus. And you know what Jesus did? He went to synagogue every Saturday.
Yeah, well, I'm just a goy in the world, but okay. I mean, I can accept that's the lesson. I can accept that, but it also seems
Rahmana Liba boy, the merciful wants the heart. God wants us to turn to him. That's why prayer is one of the most important things we can do.
yeah.
Okay, Melissa, if you're just gonna throw stupid verses at us without actually engaging, I might actually put you in timeout.
Get her done. You know, I was recently I was listening to Manis Friedman, Rabbi Manis Friedman.
Yes.
And I don't find his God needs us thing is so terribly controversial and shocking.
It shouldn't be. I mean, it's basic. Yeah, it's basic Judaism. Like,
yeah,
there are ways in which people can misunderstand that. Obviously, God doesn't need anything. God wants.
Well, yeah, God wants. Also, sure, he wants, and clearly he made that clear when he created.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Rabbi Breitowitz tried very much to somehow make peace between Manis Friedman and those other guys, which frankly I thought was Rabbi Breitowitz being too nice, but he's too nice for the world, much like Chezi is.
Yeah. I still think there's a place in the world for Rabbi Mizrahi.
There is definitely a place in the world. God made a place where the man's still alive. I don't know why.
So a lot. I mean, I think he's in that positive. He's doing good. He's
I
doing
am
good.
sure he does more positive things in the world than I do.
I
That's
am
not
sure.
saying much.
I am sure of it too. Well, I mean, you're going from not zero, but yeah, he's maybe in the double digits.
Hopefully. Hopefully he does less damage. I will say Rabbi Wine,
Yeah,
during his entire life, I know of him condemning precisely one person by name.
yeah, I know. I heard this before, but yeah, the guy apologized. Whatever,
Did
when you're
he?
going to be up.
Did he?
Yes, he did. He did.
Okay.
Ms. Rocky, yeah, he apologized. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Baruch Hashem.
He did. I saw that. He did. When you're out, when you're in the front lines, things are going to get crazier. He's much more on the front lines. You got to give him that.
I think he should be more obedient to greater rabbis than he is.
Okay. I don't know.
There is a hierarchy. There's a reason why I don't open my mouth, despite the fact I could, in front of, like, Rabbi Shirky says a lot of things which I don't understand, but I shut up.
Hey, well, okay. Interesting question. So, I'm not a Jew.
Yes.
Do I get a pass to be a little more critical, or do I also have to follow the same kind of what's the word? What's the Hebrew word?
Depends
Tradition.
who you ask. I'm sure there are people who say that as a Noahide, you should in fact be more humble. And there's people who probably say that, sure, you have a lot more leeway.
Yeah, right. I haven't figured out my stance on that.
Yeah.
I'd love to have more leeway, but I'm also sensitive to the I should be more humble thing too.
Yeah, I mean, look, when it comes down to it, when any number of rabbis here, did I read this? This is one of Jacob's greatest hits. Let's do a Jacob's greatest hits if I can find it.
It's about a minute. Let's do it.
There it is. Jacob's greatest hits. Let's put this on screen. Many years ago, as a young Zionist BT in Jerusalem, I read Perfidy. You could measure my rage, disappointment, disgust, sadness, and more on the Richter scale. I went to Rabbi Beryl Wine, may he live long and be well. Unfortunately, he has passed. May his soul watch over us. To find out the truth of the matter. I still remember walking him from Mincha to the Navi Shir. Navi is the prophets. He used to teach the minor prophets during afternoon Seder at Or Sameach. I remember asking him questions. I remember asking him to help me make sense of it. Most of all, I remember the characteristic sigh Rabbi Wine sometimes gives, which echoes thousands of years of Navi in a way only he could. You just go, and you could it was like, you could just tell his disappointment. When I got back to Los Angeles as a dutiful Sephardi BT with Hasidic leanings and an ardent anti-Zionist, I found myself a wonder of things. Rabbi Ezra Dweck, may he live long and be well, was the Rav of a Sephardic shul. He was also someone who grew up at the feet of the Rebbe Rabbi Yoelish. It felt like hashgacha. I misspelled hashgacha. Divine providence. The Rebbe Rabbi Yoelish was the Satmar Rav. I remember once the synagogue decided to sponsor a live feed from Jerusalem of Rabbi Wein talking about Jewish history. Of course, I had to go. Rabbi Dweck came, and when Rabbi Wein said something which crossed the line of what Rabbi Dweck knew to be Torah, he stood up and made a public macha until he was ejected from the lecture. They physically removed him. When Rabbi Dweck left the synagogue to start his own, I went with him. On Yom Kippur, there was a scene when some Israelis demanded Rabbi Dweck say a prayer for the Hayalim, that's the Israeli soldiers. He refused, and they walked out. I told him that if he had said it, I would have walked out. I didn't have money to support him, but I supported him however I could. I was never a Ben Torah, and that is maybe more obvious now than it was then. But I hope that I have been modeh be'emet, that means admitting to the truth, enough that I am only a kofer leta'avon, a heretic because of his lusts, not a kofer lahachis, not a heretic because he wants to make God angry. I tried to learn Al HaGeula Al HaTmura. That's one of the collections of the teachings of the Rebbe Rabbi Yoelish. I tried to read through Yalkut Amarim V'Yoel Moshe. That's a abridgment of V'Yoel Moshe, which is known as the Satmar Rav's greatest magnum opus, both of which I got from Rabbi Dweck. Yet one time, Rabbi Dweck, very gently in his loving way, explained to me that he was once very young and zealously anti-Zionist, too anti-Zionist, and he was more mature now. I got the hint. When a devoted Talmud of the Rebbe Rabbi Yoelish tells you to cool your hot-headed anti-Zionism, you do. I don't know how tall the mountains are. I don't mix in between them. I still have profound respect for Rabbi Wein, Rabbi Dweck, the Rebbe Rabbi Yoelish, the Rebbe Mamish, that's Menachem Mendel Schneerson, in case you were wondering, from Chabad, the Rav, Rabbi Soloveitchik, Rav Kook, Rav Ovadia, the Yanuka, and all the other people who are too many to list who are B'nai Torah. I am an Am Haaretz, and I understand that much better than I now that I am older, much older. When rabbis who forgot more since they said Birkat HaTorah this morning than I ever learned disagree, I shut my mouth and don't pretend I can decide between them. I look towards my sins and see that they are far bigger than whatever the line was that Rabbi Wein crossed with Rabbi Dweck. There's a reason Rabbi Dweck stood up and yelled, Sheker v'kazav, lies, and kazav is another form of lies. When Rabbi Wein spoke, yet quietly hinted to me in private to cool my supposed kanaut for Hashem, zealousness for Hashem, I am not Pinchas. To my shame, I am not even Zimri ben Salu. I am dust under Zimri ben Salu's feet. I am a putz arguing politics on Twitter. V'dai l'maven.
Amen. But yet you're supposed to complain to God, but you can't argue with the rabbis.
You can argue with the rabbis. How many times have you heard me argue with the Rabbi Chezi? I argue with Rabbi Chezi all the time.
Sure, right.
I even call him a heretic.
You do. A kofer.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
He's so nice to you, Jacob. He's so nice to you.
Rabbis generally are. I mean, Rabbi Dweck is a hard man, but he very gently told me, I was once young and very involved in anti-Zionism, but
He was a student of Joel Tenenbaum.
he grew up in basically in the Rebbe Rabbi Eilish's house. He would go Passovers. He would go to the Seder by the Rabbi Eilish.
You're basically Satmar.
He is Satmar. I don't know if I'm Satmar, but I certainly have a lot more respect for the Rebbe Rabbi Eilish than most Jews do. Yoav, מה שלומך?
I'm fine. I'm sorry I could not follow you through. I was rushing between shelters in different cities.
You're not supposed to go from city to city while there's.
Oh, there was enough time. First, there was a rocket attack at 6 o'clock. Second one was 7 o'clock. It's enough.
You had an hour to drive.
Yeah, it's less than my commute.
Okay.
So everything is fine. I have a question about the Yanuka. If you happen to know,
yeah,
how strong is his following among the people in Israel that are traditional rather than fully Orthodox?
I'm guessing among the Sephardi Masorti, much more so than among Ashkenazi Masorti. I mean,
so
he's affiliated with Eda Haredit.
Sorry?
He's affiliated with Eda Haredit.
Which is Sfaradi?
No. Eda Haredit was actually started by the Satmar Rav. They're the non-Zionists. They're not Neturei Karta, but they're the next thing to it.
Okay, but the common Sfaradi conservative, how much will be affiliated to the Yanuka?
Probably not that much, mostly because the most Masorti people look towards the Rabbanut, and Eda Haredit is very opposed to the Rabbanut.
Okay, but so if you happen to be, if you don't like the Rabbanut much, if you don't like institutions as such, then
you might like the Yanuka, yeah. And apparently he's somewhat popular among Chabad, and Chabad is pretty popular among the Masorti.
Okay. Because I got rumors that he has quite devoted following.
It's growing. I mean, he's considering, I believe he's only 38 years old now. I don't know if anybody as young as him has had as wide of a following since Rav Ovadia Yosef.
Also.
Have you listened to his music?
Yeah, I listen to it regularly.
It's good.
Yeah?
It's good.
Yeah. His Torah shiurim are even better. And there are people who have started translating, including Chezi's friend Harry Rosenberg. Actually, he's made quite a few videos. Yosef pointed it out to me. Here, let's talk about the Torah of Mashiach. Where is Harry's?
But I think his music is underrated, underappreciated.
I think he's generally underrated. But so Yanuka in English, Path of the Tree of Life. I suggested to Chezi he might have his friend Harry, who has this channel, actually come and talk with him. But he does Yunuka in English. He translates the Yunuka stuff to English. So
That's awesome.
no, the Yunuka, his influence. I mean, all things considered, it's continues to grow, and Baruch Hashem, and yeah, I mean, considering how young he is, it's. Let's put it this way: if Mashiach hasn't been revealed in the next 30 years, Chas v'Shalom, he's going to, without a doubt, be the most. He's going to be like the Chazon Ish. He's going to be the most prominent rabbi alive, because the rabbis who are of his stature are all in their 70s and 80s, at least.
It's like chess grandmasters.
I think the exception to that is the current Belzer Rebbe is very young because he inherited it very young. But other than that, I think everybody who has a following even close to the Yunuka is at least 20 years older than him, at least.
I wonder if I might not see some backlash from the establishment religious like the Rabbanut. I wonder if the time will not come when they start pushing back against his influence.
They kind of sort of already have. There a few times I have noticed he's 37. He was born in 1988. May he live long and be well. He a few times during his speeches, he's spoken about people speaking out against him. And I am sure he's not beloved, especially, I mean, he's affiliated with the Eda Haredit, and the Eda Haredit is very clearly non-Zionist. And so, he's definitely, I would say the thing is, he also, I am wondering if he's waiting until he's 40 years old before he starts saying anything very sharp, because he's so far been rather understated for a rabbi of his prominence. Like, when you listen to him, he really, really has not said anything controversial. I can't think of anything he said that should be controversial yet. He hasn't staked out positions, which may partially be he's not even 40 years old yet.
I suddenly had a vision of him raging into the temple and starting overturning some tables.
I could see that happening in a couple of years.
The temple first, though.
There are some synagogues in Jerusalem who quite strong on the appearance side and look more like an edifice than a synagogue.
So one of the things that caught my attention was several years ago, one of the heads of Rosh Yeshiva of Mir Yeshiva, which is the largest yeshiva in the world, has, I believe, something over 10,000 students in Jerusalem, because they don't turn anybody away. Anybody who wants to come and study there is assigned a place. So one of the Rosh Yeshiva came and spoke before the Yanuka, which already is a surprising thing for somebody so young to speak after the Rosh Yeshiva of Mir. And the Rosh Yeshiva was very, very agitated about Chilul Shabbat, especially the buses running in Jerusalem. And he spoke kind of sharply, and the Yanuka spoke after him, and obviously it was respectful, but there was a degree of reproof in how he spoke about the Rosh Yeshiva speaking about. He said the Rosh Yeshiva is upset and has reason to be upset. But already to say that the Rosh Yeshiva was upset is more of than a 36-year-old man is expected to be saying.
Yeah, but what was his counterpoint?
His counterpoint was, don't get so upset.
Fine.
No, I mean, he's like, no, Shabbat is incredibly important, da 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 da. But in essence, he was saying, okay, like, you were kind of ranting.
Okay.
But the Mir is also Eda Haredit. I mean, he is very prominently in the Eda Haredit, the Haredi non-Zionist camp. Not in the he's to the degree that he's affiliated with any political movement, he's probably Shas and UTJ, and probably more UTJ than Shas, which obviously I'm guessing the Dati Leumi are not very happy about.
I think the next big issue is going to be between them is, are you going to vote this year or not? Are you going to be in the game and vote and from home, or are you declaring yourself out of the game?
So famously, the Eda Haredit was opposed to voting, and from what I understand, the Yanuka has kind of suspiciously not endorsed that opinion. Of course, the Rebbe was also very pro voting, and I would say the Yanuka has been pretty close to Chabad, especially in Israel. So I honestly I'm just guessing here.
I think it's extremely significant because the Orthodox crowd is extremely dissatisfied with their leadership and with their politicians, to the point of despair. And if any new power of significance comes and affect the percentages of participation, it's going to be a very significant event, especially if it doesn't happen. Okay, I guess I'd get back to work. I mean, it is.
Before you go, what is the picture in your background? I think you talked about it before, but
that is Yoav and his mother.
Yeah,
is that you in the hat?
Yeah, and that's my mother, and that's the War of '67.
Who's behind her?
Sorry,
Who's behind your mother?
that's the hairdresser.
Okay, what's going on in this photo?
Okay, the hairdresser moved her business into the cellar because we were in the middle of the '67 war.
Okay, sure.
So there is my mother having her hair dyed, and me waiting patiently because there's no school.
Got it. Okay. Your mother's very distracting.
Yeah.
Good for you. Okay.
So it's the same shelter in which I sheltered this war. I haven't moved much. Got renovated a bit. The door was replaced, but it's the same. Okay, see you.
Be well.
According to Grok, a 2022 video titled something like, "What did the Yanuka say about the elections?" with the subtitle referencing "Whoever opens his mouth loses everything," appears to be a compilation or teaching warning against speaking about politics or elections rather than instructing on whether to vote. It aligns with his broader stance: keep quiet on political matters, preserve spiritual focus, and avoid loss through divisive speech. So that already is
Sounds like Jesus to me.
It's a little surprising from someone who's known to be affiliated with the Edah Haredit, because the Edah Haredit is very adamant that one should not vote. Their position is that one should not vote, although I don't know how many people, like, here, what percentage of the Haredi population in Israel does not vote? Yeah, if the Haredi population suddenly decides that they're going to vote, about 15 to 25% of the eligible Haredi voting age population in Israel does not vote.
So if they started voting, what would happen?
Depends who they vote for. But
Mashiach would come and
the Rebbe was very adamant that people should vote. He never said who they should vote for, but he said they should vote.
well, he says that in America.
No. He said that in
He said
Israel.
he
There was a
didn't
big issue because the Satmar Rebbe said that people should not vote in Israel.
I see.
They should vote in the United States. They shouldn't vote in Israel.
Okay, but the Rebbe said vote in Israel too.
Correct.
But what percent of Israeli Jewry is
Haredi?
Lubavitch?
Lubavitch is a very small Hasidus.
But okay, so but the Rebbe's influence
Is
outside of
much
Lubavitch is
larger than, yes.
but
The
like
Rebbe's influence was much larger than the number of people who are card-carrying Chabad members.
okay, but among those that are outside of card carrying Chabad, who are those people? Just random Sephardic or Litvish, like
Not so much Litvish. The Rebbe was certainly very respected in many Hasidic circles.
okay,
He's very respected, certainly in many religious Zionist circles.
okay,
He's very respected among the Masorti, which is the people that Yoav was asking about, who are traditional. They might drive on Shabbat, but they'll say Kiddush on a Friday night,
Okay.
right? I mean,
Are there misognym still? Like, I mean,
misogynist? Oh yeah,
misognym, yeah.
yeah. So UTJ, so United Torah Judaism,
Okay.
is the party that is made up of Degel HaTorah and Agudat Israel.
Okay.
Agudat Israel is the organization of Hasidic Jews who were opposed to Zionism,
Okay.
and Chabad actually left Aguda already 100 years ago
Okay.
because Aguda was too Zionist. But Aguda was for a long time anti-Zionist until they became non-Zionist. For a long time, they said they would sit in Knesset, but they would never join the government, and then they eventually joined the government.
Okay.
But that's UTJ in general. So Degel HaTorah split off from Aguda because Rabbi Shach was believed that the Misnagdim should have their own, because Aguda became very Hasidic. He started Degel HaTorah, which was Misnagdish, Litvish, right? So United Torah Judaism now is the party that's half Aguda, half Degel HaTorah. And apparently it was Degel HaTorah which brought down the government and caused the early elections. Obviously, Aguda went along with Degel HaTorah, but it was Degel HaTorah that apparently was pushing for it. And Rabbi Shach also encouraged Rav Ovadia Yosef to start a Sephardic Haredi party, which until a few decades ago already was also non-Zionist, but
Was that Shas?
Shas.
Okay.
So Shas now claims it doesn't even call itself non-Zionist anymore. Really, they claim to be a Zionist party now, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But so there are 3 Haredi religious parties, and then there's the Zionist religious parties.
Got it. Okay. Now, these different factions within Judaism,
Right.
are they, how analogous or not are they to Christian factions?
So the best analogy would like when you're looking at the difference between Aguda and Degel HaTorah and Shas,
Mm-hmm.
the best analogy would be the difference between the various rites in the Catholic Church.
Okay, so they all count for a minion.
Oh yeah, I mean you go to a synagogue,
Yeah.
any Orthodox synagogue, they're going to have, like, there's going to be the rite that's used. So the main difference is the actual liturgy, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And every synagogue like has its set liturgy,
Okay.
but there will be prayer books in the back of the other 2 liturgies as well.
In case you're part of those.
Yeah, I mean, when I went to synagogue in Atlanta, like,
isn't that called what's the word for the local, like the custom or the tradition?
minhag?
Yeah. Is that a minhag?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the fact is that, I mean, because the religious Zionists have their ideas, so now they have their own weird liturgy, which they want to make like standard. The Zionists do all kinds of crazy things. God have mercy on their souls. But generally, like the thing with the Masorti and the which is the traditional people and the Zionists is ultimately they're very downstream from what happens within the Haredi community.
Okay,
Meaning ultimately like somebody might come out with their own, and they do, with their own like new Zionist rights and Siddur, which like takes one of the rights and tries to add their weird Zionist ideas into it. But it's the same thing with conservative Judaism in the United States, right? Or Reform. They always take an Orthodox Siddur and then they decide which changes they want to make.
Okay.
Right? Like, okay, you started with the Haredi whatever, and then you decided how you differ from it. It's not something original. It's like Protestants are ultimately like they don't even know that they agree about the filioque with the Catholics because of course
they have no idea how Catholic they are. That's right.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right. And that, yeah. I mean, the best troll for Protestants is just to remind them that they're just Roman Catholics.
Yeah. Like,
sure.
why do you believe in the filioque? Oh,
we've always believed in the filioque. Well, that's interesting. How come you've always believed in the Eucharist too? But like, anyway, yes, I get your point. So, what's the like steelman position for those who are against Chabad nowadays? Is that still a thing?
It's certainly a thing.
And who are those people? Is Satmar anti-Chabad?
So Satmar and Chabad especially had a lot more like it got into fistfights. It got into physical violence. But that was when the Rebbe was still alive, and Rabbi Yoelish has always inspired people who went far beyond what Rabbi Yoelish, I believe, would ever have condoned.
Okay.
But Satmar has its extremists. Yeah. Things happen in Satmar that shouldn't happen.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way. So there's always a bit of, well, Rav Shach was very outspoken opposed to the Rebbe, and he said very sharp things about the Rebbe, and so there is a Lithuanian like strain of anti-Chabad. Chabad's always,
and that's Litvish, right? Lithuanian, yeah. Litvish. So that's Bredowitz. Bredowitz is from that.
He's Litvish, yeah.
And Hezi?
Hezi's Litvish, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Keep going. So all right. So there's some sharp pointed criticism against the Rebbe from
Rav Shach. And
what was the nature of that criticism?
He famously said Chabad is the closest religion to Judaism.
Even if that's not true, that's still fucking funny. Okay, well, like, why? Why did he say that? Like, he meant it, right?
He meant it.
He meant it.
He meant it. I mean, he was generally. I mean, although he claimed that he's not He's not opposed to Hasidism.
Yeah.
He wasn't opposed to Hasidism because Hasidism, like Chabad would say, most Hasidic movements have basically become very Lithuanian. And they
Okay.
somewhat have, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
So, like, the criticisms were very much rehashes of the same criticisms that Lithuanians have had about Hasidim for hundreds of years.
Yet the assimilation is like almost complete.
It is hilarious that Rav Shach's tomb gets visits. Like, all these Litvaks go and visit and pray at Rav Shach's tomb, which is just hilarious.
That's funny because that's a Lubavitcher idea,
it's a Hasidic idea, yeah.
or it's a Hasidic idea to do that, and yet okay, so
Yeah.
okay, right, I gotcha.
Yeah. There is definitely a sense in which a lot of Lithuanian Rosh Yeshiva, heads of the yeshiva, have become kind of like Hasidic Rebbes in ways that they were very opposed to
Yeah.
for many years. Like, the thing with the Litvish is they were very elitist, right?
Okay.
So they used to have this distinction between a Ben Torah and a Am Haaretz that was, okay, if you don't study, we don't care about you. Like, we don't count you for the minyan, basically, right?
Wow. Okay.
And that's pretty much gone away because of Hasidism,
I see.
right? So it's no longer the case that you have like these great yeshivas where the smart people go and everybody else they don't care about and they don't talk to. They still care.
Mhm.
Like, now their dumb kids are still considered Jewish. I'm being a little unfair to the Litvaks because
No,
that's
I
how I roll, but
I see what you're saying. I get it. I get it.
you know,
I get it. Yeah.
so, and look,
So these movements have influence on each other, and then it becomes
Very much
kind of
so.
closing the washing,
yeah,
and then
very,
it all comes out. Yeah.
very much so. And look, Chabad always prided itself on pushing the envelope and pushing the boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rebbe very much, Lucky wants to go for a walk. So there, like, some of the fights nowadays, very few people even know were fights. For example, there was a so Chabad was going all around building mikvahs all over the place.
Yeah.
And Chabad has a very specific Kabbalistic way of building mikvahs, which there were arguments where people were saying, no, that's not a kosher mikvah. And
Okay.
even though Chabad's like mikvahs would spend ridiculous amounts to make sure that everyone would be fine with the mikvahs, there's still this idea of, I don't know if a Chabad mikvah is kosher, right?
Okay.
Like, and to go into the details of how, of like what, or whether or not you eat Chabad shchita, right? Chabad shchita is all over the place. But there are still lots of people who don't eat Chabad shchita. And there are plenty of Chabadniks who only eat Chabad shchita.
Got it.
Right? So there's, within the Haredi community, Chabad is actually more controversial than it is in the more general thing. And then there's within modern Orthodoxy, there are the people who I believe feel threatened by Chabad, and therefore you end up with rabbis who secretly harbor very anti-Chabad views that they don't
Mhm.
speak in public very often, but
Mhm.
they feel oppressed by the fact that they can't speak out against Chabad type thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Rabbi Mizrahi, I think, is thrown a couple of subtle barbs towards the Chabadniks, and I wonder,
And there are people
and I
support
wonder if,
Mizrahi because they hate Chabad.
yeah. But you love Chabad, so that's why you hate Mizrahi. So like,
No, that's not why.
just kidding. I'm joking. Antonio, come on the channel and let's talk while Jacob walks his dog.
You guys could do that.
We could. I mean, I could
Yeah.
monologue too. I could talk about AI. I could talk about lots of things. But if you
You
need to
can
take your dog
monologue.
out,
Tell you what, you monologue, and I am going to
Okay.
go walk my dog.
all right. Okay. Antonio, come on. Yeah, voice is fine. Get on here. Voice is better than me monologuing at 1:20 in the morning Eastern time. Let me talk for a minute about, in the meantime, until Antonio shows up, AI is not something to be afraid of. It's not a disaster. It's like the Oracle of Delphi. It's like it's like the machine that you like. It's like the scale. You know, you like step on it, you put the coin in, and it tells you your fortune. Like that's it. It doesn't know about you. It doesn't know about the world. It's just a search engine that sounds more human than Google. And all right, good. Antonio, come. Do the stage here.
Hey,
Hey. What's up, brother? How are you?
pretty good. I'm actually not gonna stay up too late.
That's fine. That's fine. How long does it take to walk a dog? I don't know anything about that.
and when I say not too late, I mean not like till midnight, which I don't think we're gonna get
Oh.
any time close to.
Oh, it's gonna be 3 a.m. for me. I cannot stay up that late. How are you doing? What are we talking about?
I mean, I kind of just clicked on it to see what you guys were chatting about, and I'm always amused when you guys discuss the different factions because a lot of it's just completely over my head. The inside baseball is just.
Well, I don't know anything about it either. I mean, I'm not Jewish, but
Yeah.
I know the Christian analogies maybe a little bit.
But yeah.
But
I was just.
use it about as the goat. So what's your go ahead and defend them.
Oh, I don't have to defend them. They're
Well, no, you don't have. No,
they're
of course you
too
don't.
good to defend.
They need no defense. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
in all seriousness, when I was looking into Judaism before I declared myself Noahide, I
Yeah.
guess along the journey towards that path,
Yep.
Chabad, unsurprisingly in hindsight, was the frequent resource popping up on the internet.
Yep.
They
Of
are
course.
the outreach group after all, and Chabad.org is just massive with the amount of articles and resources.
For sure.
And I thought it was cool because so there's actually kind of it's not just I randomly came across Chabad on the internet. It was also I looked up synagogues nearby because I was kind of I was trying to see if there's even Orthodox synagogues around. And well, I might be wrong. I think there actually might be a non-Chabad Orthodox synagogue, but it's kind of further out.
Okay.
But the only local one that was like really close by was Chabad, and they had their own dedicated website. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
all of the articles talking about Judaism and just like Like they just have articles on everything. Whether it's just you know, wrestling with God, just who, what is God, like how to pray, what is prayer,
Yep.
and every time I read, and like I probably went on a spree of, I don't know, maybe like 20 articles in like a few days, and it was
Mhm.
because everything that I was reading just made sense. It completely resonated and aligned with everything I've kind of believed since I was young, and that was kind of like a godsend because
Yeah.
I think my own let's say religiosity was kind of gated behind Christianity, or at least
Mhm.
because when people say I believe in God but have a hard time with religion, what they're really saying is Christianity.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's really talking about Buddhism or anything like that. So the
Yep.
same applied for me.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I mean, like the only game in town for me in terms of like Orthodox Judaism is Chabad, which is probably true of most non-Jewish or not, communities that do not have a prominent Jewish footprint, right?
Yeah.
So, no, I
And
mean,
I have to. I was gonna say I'm in the same boat as you, where I don't know, like I know like next to nothing about the inside baseball of the Jewish world, the Orthodox Jewish world. So
well,
when I
you know a
say,
little bit now.
yeah, I suppose so. It's just when I say Chabad's the goat, I'm definitely I could see how that might seem to imply that it's better than all the other factions, and that I know about those factions well enough,
That's the
and
only one
that
you know.
and that's simply not the case, and that's not why I'm saying Chabad's the goat.
Totally, totally.
Um,
I mean,
it-
you can still say that. You can still say it. There's no shame in that.
they were just the ones who were there, and the
Stick
one
to yeah.
offering resources and everything
Hey,
they had to teach and say
Baruch,
was awesome.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. They're there. They're doing it.
It's awesome.
Half of half the battle is showing up, or whatever they say.
I mean, it's true. And then also to learn that they're the faction that's most, how, I don't even know the proper way to say it, pro Noahide, or the most involved with the Noahides.
Yeah, they seem to be. Although, I mean, you say that, but then like Rabbi Shirky and some of like the Noahide groups in Israel are not. They're not Chabad.
True.
I mean, not to take anything away from
I think they're
from what you're saying, which is
definitely could
true.
be.
Well, they were earlier, right? And I mean, the Rebbe said things about it, and yeah, they were kind of OG, but I feel like now the main seems like the main Noahide movements coming out of Judaism or coming out of like Israel and stuff are non-Chabad. But I mean, not that means anything about Chabad. It's just interesting, right? Like,
Yeah, and I've thought about how representative my own, I guess myself as an example is of other Noahides, because whenever I see and interact with other Noahides online, obviously I don't really, that doesn't happen in the wild, astronomical odds, but it seems like they, maybe I'm just not running into them, but it seems like the vast majority are not coming from Chabad.
Noahides?
Yeah.
No, I mean, well, where would they be coming from anyway? Like, they're usually coming out of like.
I woke up from Christianity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they don't have any Jewish affiliation whatsoever. I mean, they don't know any better. I mean,
And then that's where your counter example actually comes into play.
which one?
Just that it's not just Chabad, it's
No, I mean, but at the same time, like Chabad needed to carry the torch because somebody needed to like start talking about what to do with all these pesky goyim, and like what to tell them, and I think that's been happening for almost my entire life. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
since the 70s, 80s. But I think I'm not even going to say it's coming to a head now, but I think it's certainly gathering some steam in the past few years.
Hmm.
Now that could just be survivorship bias, or I don't know, just the fact that like I'm I'm paying attention to it now. But yeah, so I mean, I would definitely give Chabad credit for setting the stage, maybe. But there are now other voices and institutions in Judaism that are pushing for this,
Yeah.
or
For
carry-
various
carry-
motives and reasons, possibly.
yeah, say more.
Zionism.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
So I don't really want to be presumptive about Zionism and Zionists,
Yeah, sure.
but sometimes it seems like the Zionist motivation to facilitate Noahides strongly resembles to me Paul's I don't want to say Paul's vision for Gentiles.
Yeah.
It's Paul's vision for Gentiles under a particular Paul within Judaism view.
Hmm.
It was actually one of the cooler ideas of reconciling Paul.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was kind of like the same. It was like Jesus being
Mm-hmm.
charismatic about ushering in the Messianic age, but this version was like Paul doing that by bringing the Gentiles to recognize the one true God, kind of a deal. If that makes sense.
It does. I don't have a particular compunction about rehabilitating Paul. I think
Yeah,
he
me
can-
neither.
I mean, not that you do, but
Yeah.
he can be a bad actor and whatever, and that's fine. I don't need to rehabilitate him. I think what was the other thing you were saying though? You said like three things, and I had a thought about the first thing.
Paul, Gentiles, Jesus, Messiah,
Jesus, yeah, Messiah. No, before that even.
Zionist motivation.
Yeah. I'm a little bit suspicious sometimes about the messianism / Zionism kind of that comes from some of these Noahide movements that, or Noahide, I don't know, like boosterism.
That might
I'm
be one
not
thing we all have in common.
well,
I'm
just
suspicious.
I'm not. It's like, yo, we're not evangelicals. Like, don't play that shit. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
I don't know.
actually, I don't want to interrupt your thought.
Well, you mentioned it, and I hadn't really thought about it, but maybe that does explain some of my suspicion, and where like this Jerusalem conference thing, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
is this a grift? a little bit. Is this like, is it a grift? And I don't like that. It gives me an icky feeling that's a grift, but I'm like not convinced that it's not.
Well, so maybe slightly off topic. I think it's actually relevant, but
Okay.
I was thinking about after we last chatted
Yeah.
about some potential hot takes about ritual,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been definitely thinking about making a video and making videos in general, and they would definitely they'd be related to how my own journey unfolded and how that, I guess, corresponds to some of the problems that I see in the what do you call it, the meaning crisis and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was thinking about it after our talk, I was thinking about the philosophical, epistemological elements, and that's just like stuff I can think about and talk about all day. It always, it's a weakness of mine. But the
Okay.
more I thought about it, I was like, I almost this kind of just and this makes me arrive at a road where I just want to express my love for for Judaism. I don't know if that makes sense, because it's like there's all the mechanisms in place, and those are the things that I focus on that they catch my attention. But
Okay.
the mechanisms aren't necessarily the solution. They're just kind of like they come along with like whatever the solution might be. These mechanisms are a part of it. And so maybe I'm saying the solution very willy-nilly. But maybe the general idea is just to obviously embody your love for Judaism, for God, for the Jewish tradition,
Yeah.
and to share that. And I don't mean that just like verbally or orally, but also well, I already said embodied, so
Sure. In all ways that you can do it.
and I have a positive track record for doing something like that.
Okay.
Not intentionally. It just occurred to me to I guess reference Judaism when talking to certain people about religious things or religious ideas, and they've been the most fruitful. I guess they kind of anecdotally supports this idea. So, like for example, I've brought up Hester Panem to
Mhm.
just regular old Joes at work, or like they'll talk about their own wrestling with God. Like sometimes they're like, I don't even know sometimes if God's really there. Like before it was like doubt, and then well maybe I'm not sure if he always listens, but I know he's there. And then
Mhm.
now it's just now I'm even doubting that. And
Mhm.
it's like, have you ever heard of divine concealment? No, I'm just kidding. I didn't
Yeah.
start like that.
You start talking about the husks, and the divine sparks, and the broken vessels. Yeah, you're gonna lose people real fast with that.
Yeah, I assure
Uh,
you that's not how it went. But
no, I get it. I get it.
yeah,
Somebody the other day was like, "You're Jewish," and I was like, "No, I'm actually not." But that's the first time I've ever been accused of being Jewish, and I thought that was cool. I don't think I was acting any different than I ever had in the past. I don't know how they could tell.
hmm.
It was weird. It was weird because like normally people are like, oh, like they assume I'm Christian or something, but this guy was like, "Are you Jewish?" And I wasn't saying anything particularly Jewish.
Maybe it was a sign for for your
No,
consideration to convert.
no, I didn't relate that. I didn't relate that, but it was just sort of like I guess I put out Jewish vibes now. Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah, man, it's like when I go to some random store and
Yeah.
someone just approaches me and asks me for directions on to where a product is. And I was like, have I worked at Costco that long where people just look at me and think I work at a retail store?
I thought you were gonna say they come up to you and they're like Shabbat Shalom, and you're like,
No.
like what?
No, that's where you're at now.
Yeah, in West Michigan for sure. What were we going to talk about the next time we had a stream? Because now we're on the stream.
I think it was
this-
pretty close to what we're talking about now.
Yeah. I feel like we had like 5 topics though.
Yeah, we should probably
What else
write
was in
these
there?
things down.
I know. Well, you're so much younger than I am. Your memory should be better.
Oh, It's too occupied with children right now.
You and me
And
both,
sleep.
man.
Sleep dip. It's crazy, what happens to you when you don't get enough sleep.
Yeah. Well, I got a nap today, so now now my whole like circadian rhythm is screwed up.
Uh,
I'm like wide awake at 1:30. Yeah, Jerusalem conference, maybe a grift.
if you go, does that make you a grifter?
Well, no, I'm not the grifter. That's the thing. It's like if I go, am I the mark?
It's even worse.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I have more to lose. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I'll be honest. I would actually sooner go to a quote unquote conference where
Yeah.
Hezi, Yosef, Jacob, Rabbi
Yeah.
Mallet, Rabbi
Yeah.
Breidowitz, and like everybody, especially Rabbi Shulman. Like I know he'd have the
Well, you
probably the
know
least
those.
version.
Yeah, but well, oh, Rabbi Shulman.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, well, it's because you know those guys. You trust them, right?
Yep.
I think we should just make a trip to Jerusalem and just go have a time and go to the hotel, and we should just do that. Whether or not it has to do with the conference, but at the same time, the conference is actually a pretty good deal.
Oh, is it?
I mean, it's like it's like $2,000 for like room and board for the whole week.
The whole week?
Yeah, it's like 5 days or something like that. Yeah, I think it's actually like a pretty good deal in terms of just like the economics of going to Israel. I might be wrong, but I mean it's expensive, but
Yeah, it sounds like it could be more expensive though.
it's expensive, but it's also like seems like for the actual trip, it's a pretty good value. But do we have to go now? I don't know. I want to go before I die.
Yeah.
And that could be any time.
I've always been the kind of person where I don't really feel that compelled to travel. But every time I do, I am glad that I did.
I'm the same way, but but don't you think it'd be cool to go to Jerusalem?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more interesting than anything else I can think of that I'd want to go see. So,
I used to be super against Holy Land visits. I'm like, whatever. Like, it's just, it's like the Middle East, and it's probably dangerous. Probably gonna get, suicide bombed on a bus, and and like, it's like, oh, it's the Holy Land. It's like, who cares? Like, Israel's over. The church is the new Israel. Whatever. Like, I probably had some of those like thoughts. So, that was kind of my thought before, but now I'm like, actually, like top of my list is going to Jerusalem. That and Japan. I think Japan's like second on my list, but that's less a holy place. Although maybe it's kind of holy. I don't know. We're definitely doing something right over there.
Maybe it just needs a Noahide to bring heaven down to earth.
I don't know. Maybe Japan's pretty Noahide by default, right?
Yeah, I mean it's funny. I've never thought about Japanese Noahides.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe Japan just naturally Noahide.
Would definitely be curious to hear. I'm actually I feel like it's kind of a.
They eat those like puffer fish, right? That are like still alive, but that's a fish. I think that's still kosher.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, like I think is Shinto idolatry?
I'm definitely not qualified to say so.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
like
even qualified to even have
they
like an
they
opinion on it because I.
they call it ancestor worship, but I think it's more like veneration.
Yeah, I mean,
So if it's ancestor veneration, plus they keep the Noahide laws, then what's the problem?
it's probably not a problem. I mean, I feel like anywhere could easily fit in the large space that is
Noahide.
Noah. Yeah, the Noahide code.
I feel like most of Asia is kind of like that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm trying to think. I mean, India's got their Hinduism, but like, what's that thing? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I was gonna say it's kind of a crime at this point that I haven't learned more about the Filipino Noahides since they're likely. Yeah, no, I think they are the largest demographic of Noahides in the world.
By absolute numbers.
Yeah, I think
Huh.
I'm pretty sure that that was the case.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I mean,
I remember hearing it, or it being mentioned on a stream on Jacob's channel, and I didn't think much of it. But then when I got one of the Noahide prayer books some time
yeah,
ago,
yep.
they were explicitly mentioned like in the opening pages, like the Filipino Noahide community, and I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that's more of a thing than I, first gave it credit.
Yeah, I mean it's wild, but also like it's pretty far away from our experience, right?
Hmm. And then what kind of Noahides are we talking? Like Chabad Noahides? I'm just kidding. I already know. It's probably
I
gonna
don't know.
be, if I had to guess, be
Yeah,
close. It'd be like closer or adjacent to Zionists,
kind of evangelical-ish.
possibly.
I just assume that they're very like kind of Torah observant Christians who like just jumped over, like made the leap back. Whereas I'm not quite in that same boat. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Right? Like you weren't like a Christian who became like a Torah observant Christian, and then kind of went through that thing. You were what, already like atheist, not even deconstructed, and then came at it from that, right? From like nothing, call it.
yeah, it came from nothing. No,
You came from nothing. Yeah, well, we all came from nothing, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but like you didn't come at it from a
I had
like
no
a
dog in
very,
the fight from the outset.
yeah, like I think a lot of those like kind of Torah observant type Christians, like that, they're pretty hardcore, right?
Yeah,
They were so hardcore that they like made that leap from where they were at. But like I get it, but I don't come from that myself. But that tends to be where you get these like congregations and groups, right? Because they come from like almost it's like a Protestant movement.
we're all Protestant. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's true, but I'm still
Well, I
human.
mean, right, but like, I mean, but how do you get so many people who are like, oh, we're Noahide?
Took the whole church with them.
Yeah, take the whole church with them, which means that they were part of that like movement.
Yeah, I wonder I mean, it's kind of funny that I think I know the least. No, no. I was gonna say know the least about Noahides out of like all the religious groups, but that's not true. Like, I still think I don't. I know very little, next to none, about the Orthodox Jewish world. But I feel like I'm more familiar with the Christian world, and that's coming from like I was
Well,
outside of it.
well, but that's like the water we swim in, right? Like that's,
Yeah,
I mean, Western Christianity is like what our world is. You probably know more about Orthodox Judaism than you think, and I don't really actually think there is a Noahide identity.
yeah.
Not yet.
I guess it would just be I know little about all the ways in which a Noahide came to be a Noahide. So, like for example, I think about Tanakh Talk,
Okay.
and that's like
Sure,
a
yeah.
distinct flavor of Noahide that is kind of alien to me. But I just think
Well-
of Tobias Singer, Rabbi Tobias Singer, and
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, so think about Tanakh Talk, right? Like, I mean, the majority of people, they're American. Seems like in the South, Christian, but Protestant,
Mhm.
80%, and have some kind of a crisis of biblical belief. Yeah.
Sounds right.
And I mean, so that's going to be a piece, right? Then you've got your like Filipino Noahides, right? I don't understand where they're coming from. I thought the Philippines is mostly Catholic. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Don, you're still here. You seem like an angry ex-Christians with a chip on their shoulder. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the angry ex-Christians, like, and I don't actually understand that contingent as much. Like oh, we were lied to. No, you weren't. Like, they didn't like know that what they were teaching you was false. They just taught you what they thought was true. Like, don't be bitter. You weren't lied to. You were taught something that was believed to be true. Like, I mean, anyway, I don't understand that. I do think that like there's but here's the thing though. Christianity is traumatic, okay? Because it's so totalitarian.
Oh, shots
Right?
fired.
I mean, I think for most Orthodox with a small O Christianity, like, right, it's exclusive. There's one way or the highway, and it's, heaven or hell, and eternal consequences. That's like super super dramatic.
But Jonathan, that's just Western Christianity.
Yeah, but Eastern Christianity is, well, there's no such thing as Eastern Christianity. It's all Western.
Well,
I mean, Orthodoxy is just the Roman Empire of the East. So
I don't know about the totalitarian part, but I do.
How isn't that? Well, just stay on that for a second. Then, like, check my thinking. Like, how is it not totalitarian?
Well, if I recall correctly, it was actually a mitigating force against totalitarianism. Although I have heard some spicy allusions from, well, I don't want to name them because I don't want to actually get this wrong, but about how Eastern Orthodoxy had some underlying, let's just say, mechanisms that did not help what had happened, let's say in the 20th century.
Okay.
But again, I'm not. I want to hear that conversation because I want to hear more about it.
No, but go earlier. Go earlier. Like Christianity is totalizing.
Totalizing,
Mm-hmm.
as in like the goal ideals for everyone to be Christian, kind of a thing.
Uh-huh. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. The outcomes are binary. You're either in or you're out.
Well, so I'd
Um,
say the reason why
you have to have an ideological purity, because anything that's not ideological purity is heresy, right? Like I can't be an Arian and a Pelagian and be in communion with, the Christian institution,
yeah. Well,
right?
yeah. So I would say these are definitely the worst parts of Christianity.
Okay.
There's that phrase of everything about all of the good in Christianity / New Testament isn't new, and all the new isn't good, or something like that. I forgot exactly how that phrase went,
Yeah.
but that's
The good news. The good news is, or the gospel. Yeah, exactly. Like, what's new, um, isn't good, and what's good isn't new, or something like that, right? Like, yeah.
yeah.
I've heard
So,
that. Yeah.
but it does have good parts to it, which admittedly isn't new, and I think that's actually the redeeming part of Christianity, is the fact that
Totally.
it borrows
That's fine.
from
That's fine. And you know
Judaism.
what? Totalizing isn't bad necessarily, right?
As long as it's not coercive, I guess.
Well, what if it's coercive but good?
Um, I don't know about that one. Or, I mean, at least not in a. I'm not prepared to say yes. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why. So it's funny because as a Noahide who was formerly an atheist who had no dog in this fight and was not a bitter ex-Christian,
Yeah.
the rare moments that I actually find myself defending Christianity, which
Yeah.
I don't really think of it as that way. Although
Mhm.
I guess you could say it is that. People start really just laying into it and talking smack about how terrible it's been. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not entirely true though. It's like you have to take the good with the bad, and Christianity's prevailed for as long as it has. In my opinion, with much thanks to Judaism and
Mhm.
the part that it borrows from, or I should actually really say it's the core of Christianity, the foundation of Christianity. So yeah, it's so that's why I don't think it's totalitarian. I think it can't be, as long as it keeps true to its essence. But because it is built on a foundation that actually invalidates it from the outset, it is shaky, and it has shaky
Yep.
theology.
Certainly has shaky theology. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna guess Jacob's not returning to the stream.
Well, I don't know. How long does the dog walk take?
I don't know. I actually I don't even know when he left. I don't know how long it's been.
It's been about 45 minutes or so. We'll give it 10 more minutes, and then we'll call it if he doesn't come back.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of Christianity, I think, on the whole.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a fan.
Well, I mean, I guess I look at it two ways. Like, one, Rambam says it was created by God, and I mean, if it weren't for Christianity, I don't think most people would have an understanding of God, the Torah, Israel, right?
Well, I don't know because
Or where they get it from.
well, so I kind of have this idea, but it conflicts with another idea that I have.
Okay.
So the idea is that there are probably things that didn't have to happen the way they did.
Okay.
So let's just say it was always going to be the case that Torah was going to be spread across the world.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it had to be through Christianity. I mean, so now I'm like, it sounds like it's suggesting that there could have been like another timeline where, you know, instead of Christianity taking off, you just had Torah take off through other means, whether it was from the rabbis themselves or, you know, whatever. But the reason why I say it conflicts with another idea I have is because this other idea is basically that everything that is kind of unfolded in history, probably it couldn't have turned out any other way.
Okay.
So sometimes I think, on the one hand, that yeah, Christianity was the vehicle, but didn't have to, so it didn't really have to be that way, but it did because of how we are as human beings. But then it's like, yeah, Christianity was how the Torah was spread, and so, you know, basically be grateful for that. And that's just how it was going to be.
Exactly. So that's good, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not in the camp of Christianity never should have existed. I'm definitely not in that camp. But I guess
had
it
to
goes.
exist.
What's that?
It had to exist.
Yes, it did, and it does.
Yeah. I mean, it exists, so easy to say I had to.
Mm-hmm. Well, if Jacob's back, maybe I can ask him this because I don't perfectly recall the teachings on negative prophecy, which is the one I'm thinking of in particular. And I'm pretty sure I learned about it from a Rabbi Mullet video.
Negative prophecy? It doesn't have to come true.
Yeah.
This is what Maimonides says.
So unless it was like explicitly ordained by God, and it doesn't have to pass that way.
No. If it's a negative, ordained by God, whatever. If it's negative, it can be nullified. If it's positive, it has to happen.
So, like, did the second temple have to be destroyed, or was it always going to be destroyed?
I don't actually know if that was a prophecy because I'm not up on that, but if it was destroyed, I suppose it's fine.
True,
I don't
because
know.
then I guess I am making a separate category here of prophecy and just things that were bad that happened. Like
Right.
negative prophecy versus that.
I don't know. Jacob, help us out here. Second temple being destroyed, was that a prophecy?
That was Rabbi Akiva's understanding when he saw the jackals.
Okay.
Know that story?
So it was bad and it happened. So okay, that happens.
Ultimately, everything that. Sorry, but I'm eating here. Yeah. Ultimately, everything that happens I mean, God is not defeated. So everything that happens because it is the best possible thing given the circumstances of our free choice.
Right.
Yeah, I can see how this is. It gets hard to talk about some of these things because it gets into that tension between our free will and God's sovereignty.
Yeah, but like, how destructive can we really be?
Not as
it's
destructive as you imagine.
I think one of the first things, well, not one of the first things, but one of the things that we talked about, Jacob, when the first time you visited me in person, I had asked you, and so this is actually before I even considered myself Noahide, I think. But I had asked you, like, even though the ending is a good ending, it's not a guarantee of like how bad things are going to get, and there can be like a pretty well. There's obviously going to be a limit, but it could be pretty dark before it gets brighter.
Right. And it has been very dark. But part of the fact of the darkness is that it is ultimately an illusion, right?
Yeah.
So this is the difference between good and evil, right?
what's the illusion? The darkness?
Yes,
Why? Why is that an illusion?
because we perceive places that are without God. We perceive the absence of God, and that is not actually real.
It's like the whole hot
Yeah.
cold thing, right?
No, I get it. I get that. But those places where we perceive the absence of God are created by God.
So that perception, right? So the
What's
word
he do-
olam,
What's he doing?
he's hiding. It says Hester Aster Panai, I will surely hide my face from the evil, right? It is God hides. The word olam, the word world, it has the same root as helem, as to be hidden, right?
Okay.
So the world, the creation is a mask that God wears.
Okay.
And we perceive that we are separated from God, but that is a finite and illusory thing ultimately, because only that which is good and eternal has true being, right? God is the ground of being, and only those things which have an essential connection to godliness and goodliness have an actual eternal reality to them. That's why, like the Talmud says, sinners during their lives are called dead, and the righteous, even in their death, are called living.
Yeah. So the part of us that is connected to God will persist even if the creation itself were to disappear.
So the end of Malachi talks about the sun healing the righteous and burning the wicked,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And the idea, the way some people explain it, is when all is revealed, godliness is truly revealed, that which is holy and righteous and godly, right, will be strengthened by the light, whereas that which is dark and ungodly will be obliterated by it.
Right. Mhm.
And these illusions take on a reality of their own because they serve a purpose for us to wrestle with them, basically.
Right. So ultimately, like, that which we do, which is evil, is bad, but it does not have the same level of existence because it doesn't have its roots in God. Like I keep on pointing out, like Sheker, right? Lies, Alma de Shikra, does not have any legs. It falls. Whereas Emet, right, and it's all on one part of the alphabet, whereas Emet is beginning, middle, and end and has a solid foundation.
Jonathan,
Isn't
despite
this
Judaism,
Claire?
so
Hmm?
Claire believes in immortal souls.
Oh, is that Claire?
I think this is Claire.
Oh,
Doesn't sound like Claire.
That's her little symbol, though.
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Claire.
Or one of her many minions.
Bots. Yes, yes. Agents. Agents.
it's like the Matrix.
So, Jacob, the evil that God creates,
Yes.
that God created, it sounds like it's not what's the word? It's external to him. Like it's a made up thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It is external, right? It is something extraneous to God. It is, in fact, the husk, right? That's why we refer to the husks.
Okay. So it's a
And
prop.
it will be discarded.
It's a prop.
Yes. It's also referred to as a garment, right? Just like your clothes are not integral to you, they can be discarded, right? They're not part of your body.
Hopefully not on stream, but yes, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yep.
These things, I mean, materiality in general is a garment.
But it's also integral to who we are.
No.
No.
That's why the prayer says, "My God, the soul which you have given me is pure." Right? The
Yeah,
neshama,
but
the
material.
pure aspects are beyond the physicality.
Yeah, but the physicality is good.
The physicality can contain good.
Well, the resurrection is of the body.
Correct. And that's
because
why
the body needs to be rewarded.
Correct. And that's why resurrection is for the righteous. Because it is the righteousness in you which is resurrected.
Yes, but also, but part of that righteousness is the bodily righteous physicality.
To the degree that, yeah, we are sold to our bodies.
Yeah.
Jacob, can I let you eat in peace and fill the space a bit?
Please.
First, it is clear. Second, the letter Shin doesn't have legs the way the font you're using. The font that is used by the Greek Orthodox does have a base. So here you have one difference between Judaism and Orthodoxy, Greek Orthodoxy. What I wanted to say, I wanted to solve the issue of free choice for you, because you're having a sandwich, so why not solve the issue of free choice while you're eating? And what I'm talking is physics. And please understand that I have absolutely no knowledge of physics, just talking, just checking. And in physics, you have two theories. You have quantum theory and you have Einstein's relativity. Unfortunately, they don't fit together well in the seams. But never mind, let's talk about them separately. In quantum physics, you have, of course, quantum uncertainty. But that is a predictable uncertainty. If you have an electron confined in some space, you can give some prediction of where it might be found. You can give probability it will be on the left and probability it will be on the right. So, or in the famous experiment with the cat, you can give a probability of the cat being alive or the probability of the cat being dead. So it is, the future is predictable at least in a statistical way. I already bored Jonathan, Steve.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah. Now let's go to the Einstein's theory. This is Einstein who said that God doesn't play dice, and he meant it. Then everything is completely predictable. If you know the initial condition, you can predict what's gonna follow piecewise, because Einstein theory is about geometry, and it depends on the geometry of the space. The space is continuous most places, most of the times. Therefore, physics can predict the future most places, most of the time. But theoretically, there are discontinuities. There are places in which the continuity of space-time breaks. For example, the creation of the universe is such a point. The news is that at this point of discontinuities in space-time, it is completely unpredictable. You cannot even give probabilities of what's going to happen. So it could be that the world is working like clockwork until it gets to some decision point. And at that specific decision point, physics cannot even give you a probability of which direction it might go. So there might be events like Adam and Eve eating from the apple, or the destruction of the temple, in which physics will just say, well, I have no idea what's going to happen. Cannot even tell you if it's 50-50 chance that Eve will take the apple. Anything can happen, and it's up to you. That's physics.
But you'll have. Why would that not be under the control of God?
Oh, I haven't said anything about God.
No, sure. But
I just
you set it up as a random chance, or like the physics could go either way. So how do we know how to understand and interpret
okay.
those outcomes?
A good chess player will design the game like that. You can move the rook and then I win, or you can move the knight and then I win. But it's up to you whether you want to move the rook or you want to move the knight.
Okay.
And God does not predict whether you're going to move the rook or the knight. He just says, I'm going to win in the end.
Okay. I can accept that.
Okay, so if no more questions on physics of which I know nothing, then I will go back to work.
Haven't you retired yet?
1st of May next year.
1st of May next year?
Yeah.
So we've got 11 months to go?
Wow. Yeah, by the calendar, yeah. Long time.
Very long time.
Yeah, but there will be lots of holidays and wars in between, so don't worry.
And hopefully Mashiach
If
And
Mashiach
elections.
before you retire.
if Mashiach comes, then we're gonna need a color engineer for the yeriot, for the curtains in the temple, and I nominate Yoav to make those colors.
Yeah, I really want to know what was the real color of the red cow. Because red could be so many things.
I mean, you know when you see it.
Have you ever looked into the whole thing of Techelet, Yoav?
The snail?
The snail, whatever, like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I haven't looked in. I understand it's a solved issue.
there are certainly people who believe that it's a solved issue. I haven't looked into it.
Still, I believe in evolution. I don't think that today's snail is exactly the same color as yesterday's snail. I think it's snails will change in time.
And how the dye was created. I mean, trying to reproduce the exact dyes as they existed 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, I guess the exact process will never be replicated because you're not going to use the same processing materials. And what I know of my profession, you change one of the processing materials and the output color changes noticeably. Anything in the formula, anywhere in the process will change the color. So, fine.
I see.
So I'm out.
Bye.
I think I may wrap this up unless there's anything significant to talk about.
Well, there's plenty significant to talk about, but there's only so much time in the day.
This is true.
Antonio?
Hmm.
You there?
I'm still here.
All right, we got 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay, you guys have 10 minutes.
Ritual. Just kidding.
No ritual. Yeah. There's no ritual. What else?
I don't know. I guess the comment Jacob made about there needing to be. I don't actually remember exactly what you said. Something about curtains.
Right. So the curtain. I mean, what color the curtains in the temple are going to be?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was kind of joking, but
more pertinent yet. Is this Jerusalem conference a grift, Jacob?
it's not a grift.
Jason.
I am.
It's griftish, grifty.
No, I am disappointed at how little unity there appears to be among the various rabbis who are. I don't know who's actually going to attend. I know certain people aren't going to attend,
Yeah.
which is already not good.
I think I've decided I'm not going to go.
I wasn't thinking of you in specific, but
No, I not. Of course, not me. Who am I? But I think I just don't feel like this is the thing. It's not the thing.
yeah, the more we looked at it, I think Yosef and I, to Chazi's disappointment, are kind of convinced this is not going to be the thing. I don't know
I'll
if the
argue.
temple will drop out of the sky fully furnished or not.
I will argue with Hezi about it. I'll discuss it with him, and even though the price is right, I think I don't think this is. I think this is a mistake.
Well, the reason why I brought up the curtains, FY, is because it reminds me of some of the things that Hezi has said on stream about there needing to be, I think engineers and people who are gonna facilitate the third temple and whatnot. But I trust that will be the case. I trust God. Like I was thinking the inverse, which is, well, okay, you know what? I kind of regret even starting it this way. But sometimes when I hear Hezi talk about that, it almost seems like if we don't concern ourselves with it, it might not happen. I don't know if that makes sense.
Hezi seems to have this idea that things could, like, that you could be too late to the party, and that is a very Christian, not Jewish idea, I would say.
Okay.
Gilad, it is morning.
Yeah, I'm working on figures for my article. Since you mentioned quantum physics, do you want to see some figures from actual quantum physics?
Sure.
All right. I figured I'd entertain you and take a small break. Share screen. Yeah, allow. Select window. Yeah, this is the one. Allow. Can you see my screen?
We can all see your screen.
Excellent. So this is my research to be published. Don't tell anyone. So basically, this thing creates entangled photons, and they come out at a sort of cone. So if you image it on a plane, it looks like a ring. If you use an optical apparatus called a biprism, it like pushes the right side of the ring left and the left side of the ring to the right, and that creates interference. Now, it's a special kind of interference because these are all entangled photons. So if this were a normal light source, you'd just see like stripes of light and dark at these spots. But because these are entangled photons, you're going to see something quite different. And this is the actual results from my measurements. So as you can see here, there are no visible like interference fringes, so no stripes. But what you get is conditional fringes. So if you look at pairs, like measure them photon by photon, and you take just the photons that hit, let's say, this strip for whatever tolerance you choose. Then on the other side, if you look at the pairs, because they're always going to be diametrically opposed, like the two photons that arrive in this ring are always on opposite sides. So like if one is at the top, its partner is always at the bottom. But the way that it actually is distributed at the bottom shows these interference fringes. So this is like about 2 years of work to get this result. And
So
this is a more mathematical, this actually describes it, and it shows how this is conditioned. So the red square is where you selected like the pixel up top to select for, and how that changes the position and magnitude of the fringes, or like these sine waves on the other side.
So this is, as I understand it, some sort of variant on the double slit experiment.
It's a variant on the Bell experiment. Now you could think of it as a double slit. So you have something like a double slit at the top part and something like a double slit at the bottom part.
Uh-huh.
But the results of one are entangled with the results of the other. So that's why instead of just seeing interference, you don't see anything like you would when you're looking at which slit it passes through.
Mm-hmm.
But once you know where the top one hit,
Mhm.
then you get the interference patterns in that subset of measurements. So you could say, in some ways, it's like two double slits that are measuring each other, but you can still like get the double slit out of it.
So if I understand you correctly, you're proving that two photons can be entangled with each other while not necessarily entangled with the real world?
No, that's not exactly. Like, first of all, two photons can be entangled with each other is, well established.
Okay.
What I'm showing here is that you can entangle those two photons on like just directly on their spatial degrees of freedom. Usually you would do it with their polarization, because like the two on the opposite rings, if you use a type of thing, it would be like entangled in polarization. That's the most common and the first Bell experiments that were done. So this shows the entanglement in momentum, which is a degree of freedom that's basically not used. And the idea, like the novelty in this, is basically this method, this approach, works for any pair of particles. So it doesn't matter if this is two photons, if it's a photon and an electron, two electrons, two molecules. So whatever particles you're working with, you don't need any special devices like a polarizing beam splitter or something, like the sort of stuff that you would use. And that becomes very important if you want to do experiments in electron-photon entanglement, for instance, where you don't have like a polarizing beam splitter for electrons. Like, that's not producible. So this is like this is pretty much the most simple and generalizable thing that you can do that generates a very, very strong entanglement witness.
Okay. You made my brain hurt. I'm not sure I'm smart enough to understand all this physics stuff.
It's a good thing for me to experience explaining this to different audiences, but I don't expect this to be like very deeply understood.
I consider myself a physics groupie, and I bow to the knowledge of the rabbis and the physicists. So
Yeah, you need Kirk to engage.
Well, we've got another alarm coming up soon.
Oh.
So
All right, be safe, be well.
thank you. Bye bye.
okay, gentlemen, I think
Peace in the Middle East.
that is our
That's our signal.
yeah. That's the bad
Yeah.
thing.
I'm going to use host's prerogative to put the Reverend Parcells to bed because he does need to get up in the morning.
Sorry,
You are
Reverend. Thank
correct.
you.
But before he goes, I have a question. Let's say, God forbid, that I were to burn somebody at the stake for not being a Trinitarian. And I did not repent of that. Is that a salvation issue?
Sometimes Jacob takes
There's a
that devil's
proverb.
advocate thing too
Isn't there
far.
a proverb that says something like "Don't answer a fool according to his folly."
But there's a proverb that says, answer a fool according to his folly.
There is. Exactly right. And I'm going to leave it to you guys to determine, which of those was applicable in this situation as I go. So, but anyhow, good.
Thank
It was
you,
good
Reverend.
good to
Thank
chat
you.
with you all.
Thank you.
Good night.
The
You still here?
Well, yeah, I had to watch the outro. It's just